Welcome back to another edition of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Mr. Pick Six, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel. Yeah, we're having a special edition tonight. The 2025 NFL Draft is going down. Yeah, man, and it's a lot of things to discuss, and we'll be breaking down these players, these top prospects being drafted in the first round. We're going to have a little fun today, or tonight, or this evening, and as you can see here, we're going to be giving grades out in the first round to every team and the prospect they choose. See right here, got the A's. I got the I got the A plus, then I got the regular A, and got the B's, So we're going to have a little fun. We're going to have a little fun with this. And we see Tennessee Titans is on the clock right now, man. And we understand and we expect them to pick Cam Ward. But let me give y'all a few predictions first before we get started. They got 7 minutes left. A few predictions, right? What we got here? It's Mr. Pick Six predictions right here. Ashton Jeanty will not make it. He will not make it to the 10th pick in this NFL draft. His stock is rising. I mean, by the minute. Actually, this might end up resetting the running back market, helping the running back market in NFL for those players. If we don't know, it's always been a struggle for the running backs to get paid. And if you're a top 5 pick or even a top 10 pick, your salary can end up being around $20 million, $20 million. So, yeah, predictions, man. Y'all come on in. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all ride out with me. Get you something to drink. You know what I mean? Get your snacks. Come on and chill out. Have a good time and vibe out with your boy. With special edition, my first time. We live streaming the draft. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about, we're going to give a breakdown, One thing to realize during this first round of this draft is there are tons of underclassmen who entered in this draft. Without any juniors participating, teams wouldn't have enough quality talent to pick from in this draft, in my opinion. Maybe about five game changers in this draft, right? Y'all let me know if y'all agree with me down there in the chat. Y'all talk back to me. The game changers, Travis Hunter, he's considered a game breaker, game changer. Cam Ward, he's arguably a game changer. Ashton Jeanty, he'll be a game wrecker. Abdul Carter, you know what I mean, to name a few. So that's pretty much all you got that really can change the change the momentum of a game, instantly, and just game record game. They night in and night out every week. You know what I mean? So y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know in the chat. Say 10 minutes is far too long to have a pick, right? Especially for the first pick. In my opinion too, man, if I was in the top 5 or the top 10 of this draft, I would definitely be trying to trade out of this pick, get more equity in this draft, man. Even if I was Tennessee Titans. And one thing, man, I really would love to see Cam Ward in a Cleveland Browns uniform. I really think Cam Ward fits in a Cleveland Brown. And if he goes, if Cleveland Browns could figure out a way to move up to that first pick and select Cam Ward, I think they can win right now. Other than that, what are their plans? And we're gonna get to that at pick 2. At pick 2, you know what I mean? What it do, man? What it do? Najib Carter, ain't no manual in the building. Yeah, man, I like Jeanty a lot, man. I like Jeanty, probably the top asset in this draft. I mean, Tennessee needs a quarterback, obviously, so they got to get a quarterback. But I mean, the top 5 teams, shoot, Jeanty probably will end up at. Let me see who is. I think Jeanty won't make it past 5. Jeanty won't. Yeah, I like Jeanty to go to Jacksonville. Jeanty won't make it past Jacksonville. But hey, it's the NFL draft. You never know what happens. And this NFL draft, And like I said, we already understand who the number 1 draft pick is going to be. And that is the one and only quarterback that is considered to be a game changer. It's Cam Ward. In general, Lee, hold on 1 second. Oh, we got a pick in. As I'm getting a text, they texting me from the drive, y'all. Tennessee Titans are making their selection. Cam Ward, like we expected. Oh, man, Cam Ward. Clap it up for Cam Ward, baby. Cam Ward. Man, this long journey, man. Shout out to Cam Ward first, man. He went to where incognito world, how have you said? World, right? Then he went to Washington State, and then he maneuvered his way to the University of Miami, man. 1 year. He got there in 1 year, did his thing, and led that team to a very successful season, man. Shout out to Cam Ward, man. That is a very good story. And we're going to see, man. We're going to see if a 0 star can change the direction of a franchise. You know, Cam Ward. So who's going to be up next? Predictions. Jalen Milroe will not be, he will be selected by the 21st pick. If he makes it to the 21st pick, he will be a Pittsburgh Steeler, in my opinion. Jalen Milroe, a lot of talk about him, right? He is a runner. He's going to be a runner, and that's what the NFL is leaning towards more. Quarterbacks that can run the football. Whether he can pass right now, that doesn't matter because you can win by running the football with a running quarterback, just like Lamar Jackson proved, you know what I mean? And yeah, there go old Cam Ward getting his old jersey, hanging out with the commissioner. Something about that draft, man. Something about that draft. It can make you feel good. It could really break you down. What up, chat? How y'all feeling? What y'all think about this pick? What is the grade on this pick right here? Number 1. All right. Yep. Cam Ward. Y'all can see that? We're going to give him an A. We're going to give that pick an A. Tennessee Titans, they needed a quarterback. It wasn't too many other things they could have done, but besides trade out of that pick, build more equity in the draft, possibly get a quarterback and a receiver, something like that. But yeah, man, Cam Ward landed his dream came true. Whoever would have thought, or did he ever think in his mind that he would ever be the number 1 pick of the draft, especially before he became a hurricane and landed at the University of Miami? I know, man, that's tough, man. So shout out to Cam Ward, man. Shout out to Cam Ward, the number 1 pick of the NFL draft. All right. At number 2. Did I miss this? Did we get a trade? Let me turn it up. Do we have a trade at number 2? Is that the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting? Yeah, man. Y'all let me know in the chat. Is that a trade? Jacksonville made a trade. They may get Jeanty. Exactly. Jacksonville made a trade. Good job, Browns. Browns did a hell of a job. Yes, because if they would have chose who everybody was thinking they suspecting they was going to choose, it wouldn't have made much sense. So, boom, Jacksonville had to come up there. Like I said, this is going to raise the running back market. This is going to raise the market for running backs now. Running backs are going to start getting paid. They're going to start realizing they need running backs to win games now in the NFL. This is a good thing, guys. This is a good thing. Who will they pick? You know what I mean? But on the other hand, Jacksonville, they really need some help on defense. Their defense is way down the bottom, ranked in the league. I think they're overall, they're like 31st, 30th, something like that. They are way down the league. What up, chat? Shout out to Marlon in the building. Calvin Ridley is going to ball out next year. Yeah, man. Hopefully, man. Yeah. If Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley can connect. Who's on the other side of Calvin Ridley? Y'all let me know real quick in the chat. Marlon, let me know. What y'all think, man? Who Jacksonville going to take? Are they going to, yeah, look like they're in. Are they going to take Ashton Jeanty. Shout out to the chat. Like you say, man, we grading all these first round picks from these teams. See how they are doing, and what do I think about these picks? But Cam Ward, man, Cam Ward, the number one pick. But it's funny, man, because a general manager stated if Cam Ward was in last year's draft, Cam would be the 7th rated quarterback behind Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, and so on. So, I mean, that's a big statement. The thing about this draft is a lot of teams need quarterbacks, you know? That's the thing about this draft. And this is what the GM had to say about Cam Ward. So it says, NFL GM says Cam Ward would have been the 7th ranked quarterback in the 2024 draft. At least one team does not have a first-round grade on any of these quarterbacks in this draft, Schefter writes. The general manager of another team said there are no surefire quarterback solutions, and the top-rated passes in the class. Ward will be the 7th rated passer in last year's class, and I don't think it's close, he added. Some teams and prognosticators have predicted 4 quarterbacks to go in round 1. But there are smart people around the league who believe there might only be 1 or 2 who go in the top 32 picks. My mind going everywhere, man. Think about this draft and this pick. You know what I mean? What do y'all think about that comment, or what this general manager or this person said about Cam Ward? Y'all think he would have been ranked the 7th rated quarterback in last year's draft? What do you think? Is that accurate? High value, man. What it do? Cam Ward with the first pick, baby. Shout out to Cam Ward. Who will be the second pick? Chat, how y'all doing out there, man? How's it going? How's everybody doing out there tonight? The pick is in. Who will it be? You know, it's funny because it feels like some of these teams if they didn't have to participate in this draft, they wouldn't. Or if they could miss the first or second round, they surely would opt out. Duval. You know what I mean? Cleveland Browns just traded out of the second pick. What we got here? Is it Ashton Jeanty? What we got here? A trade, not another trade. A+ to the Cleveland Browns for making that trade, for sure. Wow. That made sense why they traded up to Cleveland. It made sense, huh? Makes a lot of sense. They didn't want Cleveland to get Travis Hunter, so they traded up so they can steal Travis Hunter from Cleveland. The whole time, Cleveland probably was baiting everybody up. You know? The entire time, Cleveland probably baiting everybody up, making them think they're going to take them. Look at Travis Hunter's stats, man. Is he going to play both ways? This is crazy, man. This is wild. I don't know about being in Jacksonville, but hey, he's a Florida boy, man. You know. Shout out to Travis Hunter. Clap it up. Hey, honestly, though, for the Jacksonville Jaguars, man, that team is in disarray, right? That team is in a disarray, and they need so many different things to make this team better. Offense, defense. They need a running game to help Trevor Lawrence out. What else can I say about it? The defense is horrible. Defense is another team that is horrible in defense. You know what I mean? And yes, Travis Hunter will help the defense, but also Ashton Jeanty, on the other hand, simultaneously helps the defense by running the ball well. It keeps the defense off the field. With this pick right here, I don't know, man. I don't know what I think about this pick. I'm gonna go with a solid B here. We're gonna go with a solid B here. And you know why? It's not the player. The player is awesome. The player is an A+. The reason I'm gonna give this selection right here a solid B is because there were more important needs on the team besides Travis Hunter. Now, where do you play him at? Is he going to be at receiver or is he going to play cornerback? Right there, you see on the screen right there, he had 1,258 yards. He stresses how much he wants to be a receiver. If he doesn't get his chance to play receiver and cornerback, it's going to be a problem. And it's going to be a huge problem. You know? Yes, sir. Wow. See? Yeah. You know, in the NFL draft, man, teams try to be sneaky in their picks, especially when in the top 5. Shout out to Travis Hunter, man. Florida boy, staying in Florida, man. Big time. That's a big time pick right there for him. I don't know about Jacksonville, but we'll see how things work out, right? Now, it was fun having these discussions about will Travis Hunter play both sides of the ball and how would that translate into the NFL? And if you ask me, I say the Cleveland Browns would have gave Travis Hunter the best opportunity to pursue his dream playing full-time both ways. I mean, the general manager, Andrew Berry, spoke out about that numerous amounts of times. Like I said before I started this, maybe that was a bait tactic. You know, he baited another team up to come in and make that trade, you know? But I see him pushing hard to continue to play both ways, but eventually he will submit to the long, grueling season and being comfortable to sticking on one side of the ball. If he really wants to play receiver at heart because that's the more flashy position, but I'm sure they're going to push him to play cornerback. Cornerback is one of those positions, it's easy to blame someone, right? Cornerback is one of those positions where it's very easy to blame the cornerback for something that's going wrong on the defense. So every time the defense, a coordinator looks up, he's going to be looking for Travis Hunter because that cornerback just got the ball caught on him, you know, and the defense doesn't have any interceptions, you know. But scenario for Travis Hunter is a head coach allows the offensive coordinator to have 50 snaps on the offense with Travis Hunter per game and 50 snaps on defense per game. That will equal 100 plays per game. You know, that's something very, very, very tough to accomplish as a pro. Not because of the time of quarters. They both played 15-minute quarters in college and then in the NFL, but it's a 17-game season. 17 games is very, very tough. 17 games is very, very tough. New York Giants is on the clock. Okay. Okay. Abdul Carter, a very explosive player. 6'3", 250 pounds. Very productive on the edge. He's gonna get on the edge, put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks. The one take I don't like about that is him as a player is, the run stopping ability. Most players or most defensive ends are not the total package, kind of like a Michael Parsons. I mean, that's the exact comparison. Um, we'll see how this goes, man. We'll see how this goes. The Giants, they need a quarterback very bad, but they didn't submit to the pressure of needing one while they have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. So they're gonna use Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson this year, and to get through the season, and hopefully they can grab a quarterback later in the first round or in the second round and get through the season and see where they're at next season. You know what I mean? What it do, chat? He say Giants would. Najee say, hopefully the Giants will continue to suck. Who's your favorite team? Y'all let me know in the chat. Who's your favorite team, man? Who's your favorite team? Who is your favorite team? I'm a Philly. I got to ride with my Philly guys. My Philly guys right now, you know what I mean? I be trying to be a Dolphins fan, but Dolphins keep letting me down. The Dolphins keep letting me down. All right, who is on the clock at number 4? Did they switch picks? Who is that? Who's on the clock at number 4? New England Patriots? Who we got here? Since this trade, was it a trade for trade, direct trade for trade? 2 to 5 from Jacksonville to Cleveland. Did they switch spots from number 2 to 5? How did that trade go, chat? Talk to me. Who will be the first receiver taken off the board? Not including Travis Hunter. Obviously, he's been selected already. He's a two-way player. I consider him to flourish as a cornerback in the NFL, but he may flourish as a wide receiver. The thing about playing both ways in the NFL too, I forgot to mention, you could kind of get away with playing both ways full time because in college, it's not that much pressure on the receivers to have to run their routes full speed at 100% every play. In the NFL, you have to give that push every play to get off the ball, or to get on the toes of the cornerback to break the cornerback's cushion, or if it's a deep pass, or if you're out there to run through the middle of the defense to be a decoy. You have to run those routes hard in the NFL. You can't be slacking in on your routes, or that may lead to a turnover, and then boom, And then if you're playing 50 snaps here, like I suggested, 50 snaps on offense and 50 snaps on defense, like I suggested, maybe the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator come to agreement, and the head coach. Now, how productive are you going to be? It's one thing just to be out there on the field. It's one thing just to be out there and say I'm a two-way player. Now, how productive can you be? But I'm sure, Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter will hook up and make a lot of plays out there in Duval. You know what I mean? I'm sure they will. Yeah, Jacksonville messed up, man. They definitely quit last season. They need a lot of things to change. Ain't there something wrong with the owner too? Or that was the Panthers owner. The Panthers owners was on some craziness. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, man, I really wish they would have got Ashton Jeanty. He would have been the pick that made the most sense. He definitely would have been the pick that made the most sense. Now you got number 4. Who would they pick? I think they're going to go with, let me see, maybe a defensive tackle, maybe an offensive tackle, Mason Graham out of the University of Michigan, Will Campbell, offensive lineman out of LSU. Who is Mike Vrabel first pick going to be as the new head coach of the New England Patriots? Let's see. Was he going to select Travis Hunter? Was his plan? Did they plan to select Travis Hunter with that 4th pick? And now they have to reset their mind. That war room, let me tell you about the war room. Man, it get real intense in there. It get real intense about who teams are going to pick. You got the offensive coordinator. He wants his new toys, his new weapons. You got the defensive coordinator. They want their new toys and they want their new weapons. So everybody's fighting to get that pick, Yeah. So we just got over the most mysterious pick of the NFL draft was at number 3. What would they do? And they just settled that with Abdul Carter. You know what I mean? But they 100% need a franchise-changing quarterback. Brian Daboll, the head coach of the New York Giants, his record last season for the past 3 seasons, it's 18, 32-1, and 1 playoff appearance, if I remember correctly, right? And the Giants coaching staff is in jeopardy, and they need someone who can make an immediate impact. And hopefully Abdul Carter does that, because if you remember, as soon as Brian Daboll became the head coach of the New York Giants, who was his first selection as a newly head coach? Usually what a head coach wants to do, they want to select a quarterback when they become a new head coach. And he selected Daniel Jones. And that turned out to be terrible. That turned out to be absolutely horrible. You know what I mean? Yes, sir, man. Shout out to one of one in the chat. Said, damn, I ain't seen the team drop the ball that bad in a long time. Jacksonville, right? Hope you're talking about Jacksonville. Man, sometimes, you know what I learned about in life? No matter who you are, how much you accomplished, what position you have in life, what title, sometimes you still can get caught up in the fame and notoriety and popularity instead of what is exactly the reality and what you may need in certain situations. And that's what I'm speaking about in this situation on this pick with Jacksonville. It was no reason to trade up to get Travis Hunter because your whole team is in shambles. You should have been trading backwards if you're not drafting Ashton Jeanty, right? Should have been trading backwards if you're Jacksonville Jaguars. This made no sense. But we'll see how the season pans out. There we go in the war room, New England Patriots. Shout out to the Patriot world. Patriot Nation. You know what I mean? That's my second home. Philly, my first home. Look at Jimbo in the back, trainer. Pick is in, baby. Pick is in. Who will this be at number 4? Will Campbell. Will Campbell. Will Campbell. Yeah, very tall, long, 6'5", 319. He's very tall, lanky, hard to get around, man. You need those left tackles. And, the New England Patriots drafted Drake May last year, so they need somebody to protect Drake May. And you got to build your foundation, the foundation of your team from the end out. And I like this pick right here. I like what they're doing out there in New England. Shout out to Mike Vrabel, ex-teammate, new head coach of the New England Patriots. But, yeah, man, he's doing a good job. Starting off right. It's not a flashy pick. Everyone likes the glitz and the glamour type pick or the flashy pick. But you need those core nucleus players who's going to help you win the game, and it starts in the trenches. And that's the offensive line and defensive line, baby. That's where you win the game at. You control the game by the offensive line and the defensive line. That's how you control the game. Moving the ball on offense, getting 3 yards there, 5 yards there, having good time of possession. And then on defense, 3 and out, getting penetration. So yeah, man, I like this pick right here. I'm gonna give Mike Vrabel a A minus. New England Patriots, they're gonna get an A minus on this one right here. Good pick. Shout out to Mike Vrabel doing his thing. My ex-teammate used to be a representative for the NFLPA for our team, man. I told a little funny story about Mike Vrabel. Let me tell y'all about Mike Vrabel and what type of coach they're gonna have with Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is one of those player type coaches, man. He is how do I say this without being crazy, right? He is down. He is down with us. He is down with everybody. He doesn't have a biased opinion about nobody. He's not judgmental. He understands young men coming to the NFL, and he kind of latched on to me to help me out as he seen me coming into the NFL and not understanding what needed to be done. Like me, I didn't want to pay my dues into the NFLPA, and I was stubborn. It was $10,000, and I was like, no, I'm not paying these dues, Mike Vrabel. I'm not paying $10,000. You know what I can do with $10,000? This was back in 2003, right? I can go do a lot of things back home. Why do I need to give this to this union when it's my money? I didn't really understand that. You know what I mean? But eventually he worked with me. He had a little attitude at first, as he should have. He worked with me, made me understand what paying these dues were about. And eventually I paid my dues and became a part of the union. And that was the best thing I ever did. The union is there to help and protect you, supposedly. But obviously that union is controlled by the NFL, and that's a whole different story. You know what I mean? Who's on the board? Is this Cleveland at number 5? Cleveland at number 5. That is a terrible trade by Jacksonville. You switch spots to get Travis Hunter, and that was it. No other equity in the draft, no players, no swapping players or anything. Man, this draft can be crazy sometimes. You never know how it can go. Who will the Cleveland Browns select? Will this be Shedeur Sanders? I don't know, man. What else do they need? I wouldn't be surprised if this is Ashton Jeanty right here. Ashton Jeanty is not going to make it past Oakland Raiders. Y'all, let me know in the chat. Y'all with me on that. Yeah, bro. We had to pay dues. Everybody got to pay their dues, man. That's how the NFLPA eat, man. Everybody got to pay your dues, and yeah, they help you with contracts. They help you with injury negotiation settlements. It's all type of stuff going on with the NFLPA, man. But like I say, man, make sure y'all like the chat, like the live. Make sure y'all share the live. Let everybody know what's going on out here, man. Y'all get y'all some water, get you some snacks. Come on and vibe out with your boy, Mr. Pick Six, man. We got a few things to talk about in this draft, and we're going to evaluate every prospect that is drafted by their future team in this first round. And the 5th pick in the NFL draft is in the Cleveland Browns. Who will they select? Your guess is as good as mine. Is this Shedeur Sanders? Mason Graham. They was already good on defense. That's a good pick, though. That is a good pick. Mason Graham. I like that. A very solid D tackle, man. He kind of reminds me of a bigger Graham, my boy Graham from Philly. Can't think of his name right now. God, dog it. He's gonna kill me. But yeah, man, both of them over them 55. He went to Michigan just like him. And yeah, he's a hell of a run stopper. Gets a lot of penetration. I like this pick right here. I like this pick by Cleveland. Although you have other situations, they caught up in this a terrible scenario with Deshaun Watson. How they're gonna deal with that? Only your guess is as good as mine. But What I think about this pick, in the first round of the draft, it shouldn't be nothing less than a B, honestly. If you get less than a B, you just did a horrible job. You just did a horrible job. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one a solid B plus right here. I'm gonna go B plus with this Mason Graham defensive tackle from the University of Michigan. Gonna get a lot of penetration. Cleveland, stress playing, good defense. In that division over there with Cleveland, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Who else I'm missing? Whoever and Cincinnati Bengals. You got to play good defense in that division over there. That is a very, very, very physical defense. You know what I mean? He said, pause. Pause. Who is that? Avon. Talking about penetration is crazy. Yes, defensive tackles. They penetrate the offensive line to create disruption for the offense. Yes, just like that. Just like so, baby. Just like so. What up, chat? Y'all come vibe out. Have a good time tonight, man. Shannon Sharp, man. I don't even want to talk about that during this draft. Is Shannon Sharp going to pop up during the draft somewhere? Let's see, man. Who will be the next pick? Who's on the board right now? After Cleveland Browns selected at number 5, it should be the Oakland Raiders. Is this the pick that Ashton Jeanty comes off the board finally? It's time to see. All right, Travis Hunter off the board, man. I know he feel good. He ready to celebrate. He could be closer to his pops, man. He's a Florida boy. He done been to Jackson State, all the way across to Colorado. You know what I mean? So he had a crazy journey. He believed in Coach Prime, and Coach Prime then made it happen, man. It made it happen. Shout out to Oreo. Asante is good. What's good? How you been on network show? I don't know what he talking about. Couldn't understand you, homie. Who DBs suck? CB say somebody DBs suck. I think you're talking about Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville DBs definitely suck. But what about offense? What do you do on offense? Do you team him up with Brian Thomas? Do you team him up with Brian Thomas, or do you make him play defense? If you try to force him to play defense and you don't allow Travis Hunter to be able to play both sides of the ball, you're creating a terrible atmosphere with your newly signed $1 million player. You don't want to start off a relationship like that, not getting along and not trusting each other, because Travis Hunter is trusting whoever drafts him understand his wishes to be able to play both sides of the ball. And if that team doesn't let that come true, or at least show him and give him the attempt to show him that this is not possible in the NFL, it is too hard and too physical, it's going to be a problem. Number 6 pick is up. Who is it going to be? Told you. Ashton Jeanty was not making it to pick number 10, baby. I'm surprised Jacksonville didn't get him. But look here, man. Oakland Raiders. I like this pick right here. I think this is the perfect pick for the Oakland Raiders. A team that didn't do so bad, they're not awful like a team like Jacksonville Jaguars, right? The Oakland Raiders, they didn't suck. They don't suck in all the categories. They don't suck in every statistical category on offense and defense and things like that. There's some categories they're in the 15th and the 20th and 10, 12, some things like that. So, they could have went defense. They could have went offense. They could have got a receiver, cornerback, anything. It was a lot of possibilities out there that Oakland Raiders could have chose, but they made a great pick with Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty is a great pick for the Oakland Raiders, and he's going to help boost this running game. And what better player to take than a player that can't be tackled. Has great balance after contact. His balance after contact is bar to none. I don't know who compares with him in the past 5 drafts. I don't know. You know what I mean? So this is a great pick. One of the best picks of the draft. Shout out to the Oakland Raiders. A+, baby. A+. And if you see, man, right there in the stats, man, he got better every year. Every year. And almost going for 1,000 yards from his sophomore year to his junior year. Big time play. You know, not very explosive. He's not going to outrun everybody and break 80-yard plays every time, but he will wear the defense down. Very low to the ground type player. Strong and explosive. 5'8" and can dunk. Just think about that. You know, that means a lot. That shows how explosive he is. You know. Shout out to Ashton Jeanty, baby. Ashton Jeanty, pick number 6, going to the Oakland Raiders. How y'all doing, chat? Dang, Avon Barksdale. He thought he was going to end up being a Bear at number, 10. I told you he ain't making it at number 10, man. If anything, the Bears should have traded up to get Ashton Jeanty and help out Caleb Williams. That would have been a nice play for Chicago Bears. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So here we are, baby. Here we are. Here we are. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Marlon. I think I like this pick. Got Tom Brady as one of the minority owners of the Oakland Raiders. Got a new head coach in Pete Carroll. You know, he knows how to be very creative with his offense. Got Geno Smith over there. And let's see how they're going to rock and roll, baby. One thing he's not going to like about being an Oakland Raider and being drafted in the state of California are those taxes. When you get that check, you know, instead of saying $1 million, and it's $1 million check, but you don't bring home $1 million. You're probably going to bring home $500,000 or under that off $1 million. So, you know, sometimes you want to get drafted to those states that don't have taxes, like Florida and Texas, the state tax. They don't have state income tax, or you know, some of the states have low state income tax. But who's the next pick up? The Jets. This is one of the most mysterious picks to me right here. Who will they select? Usually, you know, a first-time head coach, he wants to select the quarterback with his first pick in the NFL draft, right? So, in this draft right here, there aren't many top quality quarterbacks in this draft. So what do? You know, he got Justin Fields already there. He signed him. He's not the person to change the direction of the franchise, but he can get the job done and win some games, maybe. He can win a game here or there. Probably have a winning season, but he's not the quarterback you want to bet your career and your job on. What will he do with this pick? There's so many different options. He can play it nice and cool and don't be too aggressive. And like I was talking about with Mike Vrabel, Aaron Glenn, he can start from the interior. That would be a good pick. Unless, I don't know. Got Travion Henderson out there, another running back out of Ohio State. This is way too early to pick him up. This is going to be y'all let me know, chat, what y'all think about this pick number 7, man? Who are the New York Giants going to select? Newly head coach Aaron Glenn. Who you think he will select with this pick? They need a quarterback. They can use a running back. They can even use a cornerback opposite of Sauce Gardner. I think his name DJ something. I can't think of his name. But the cornerback that played on the other side of Sauce Gardner. He's now he signed with the Detroit Lions. He's now a Lion now, so he's not with the New York Jets. So I don't know. It's possible they could take a cornerback. Possible they could take a safety. They might take Jaheed, linebacker out of Georgia. That's my guess right there. What's his name? Let me put my guess up here. If they take Jackson Dart, I don't know. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see. But I like Jaheed. I like a linebacker at this spot right here. Everybody like that wide receiver too out of Penn State, Tyler Warren, man. He's very productive. Tight ends are very offensive friendly to quarterbacks. They can help a quarterback be more successful than a wide receiver. So watch out for that. Armand Mimble, like I say, starting the interior, pretty good. Let's find him. Out of Missouri. Another big guy, man. Another big guy. You know, you got to have those feet and be able to move those feet and be athletic as a left tackle in a NFL. And he's I don't know if he's going to play left or right tackle, but either way, man, you got to protect the quarterback from those defensive ends, man. Defensive end is one of the most athletic positions out there in the NFL. You know, being as far as being tall, big, long, fast, and explosive. And yeah, it's very important to protect the quarterback. But who will be the Jets quarterback besides Justin Fields? I hope you don't plan on saying you need to protect Justin Fields. Hey, but like I say, you always got to build your team from the interior out. And two new head coaches, they understand. They understand how to build a team. They understand how to win. They understand the formula. I like those two picks from those two newly head coaches, Mike Vrabel and Aaron Glenn. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this pick right here, what we gonna give? Aaron Glenn and the New York Jets. Another solid A. Another solid A, baby. Another solid A, baby. Courtesy of the kids, man. This is a family-run business, if y'all didn't know. This is a family-run business. And the kids, they came through for Papa. You know what I mean? Oh, man. The Carolina Panthers are on the board. We talking about a team that is very sucky. They started to pick it up towards the end of the season last season. Their ownership is out of whack. He's acting crazy. Bryce Young can't do it on his own. Very small quarterback. Another team that is ranked. They're not ranked high at all. They're down far in the rankings, and they could use help anywhere. So as another pick is anybody's guess. Who will they pick? Who will they pick and who's off the board and who's not? I don't know, man. I don't know. Will it be a linebacker? A linebacker has to come off the board sooner or later. I'm sure linebacker is going to be coming up sooner or later. We got Pierce out of Tennessee. Let me look this up. What y'all think, chat? Y'all talk to me. Who y'all think will be this pick right here to the Carolina Panthers, man? This is wild. This is a wild pick right here by a team that need tons of help. Asante Samuel Jr. Everybody's wondering where Asante Samuel Jr., where will he be? Hold on, chat. Let me get some air going in this building. Where will Asante Samuel Jr. be, baby? Where will he go? Where will he land? What is going on? Sooner or later, we'll find out, baby. Hey, Shedeur Sanders. Y'all talk to me. Give me y'all honest opinion in chat, man. Shedeur Sanders. What y'all think about Shedeur Sanders? Does he deserve to be a first-round pick, a top 10 pick? All this chatter unfair definitely has been unfair. All this chatter, unwanted chatter right before the draft has been crazy. But the Carolina Panthers pick is in. And let's see who they got. Yes, the defense is terrible. Who would this pick be? Jalen Walker, linebacker out of Georgia. Jaheed Campbell out of Alabama. Both speedy linebackers. I'm sure a linebacker has to come off the board soon. Maybe more of an edge rushing linebacker. Right? What y'all think, chat? Shedeur Sanders going to the Dolphins. CB say the Dolphins. Shedeur Sanders to the Dolphins? Shedeur Sanders to the Dolphins. Let me know where y'all believe Shedeur Sanders. I don't know, man. It depends. Pick number 21 is Jalen Milroe available. Shedeur Sanders both available? We'll talk about that after this pick, baby. I was just about to guess that. Jeez. I like this pick. I don't know about anybody else taking Ted McMillan. I like Carolina Panthers taking him. A big body for Bryce Young. He needs a big body, a young quarterback, shorter quarterback. Yeah, maybe not gonna burn or take the top off of defense, but you can move him around. You can use him at slot, catch balls over the middle, work on the linebackers, work on safeties and things like that. Him teamed up with Xavier over there. I like this pick. All right, what do I think about this pick right here? Yes, Carolina Panthers getting Bryce Young some help. Hopefully they'll change the dynamic and the way things are going over there as in Panther land, Carolina Panthers. So I'm going to give them an A-. A-. What y'all think, man? Now, where was I at? Y'all remember where I was at? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Somebody say New Orleans. Shedeur Sanders lands at that's the next pick at number 9. Will Shedeur Sanders be the 9th pick of this 2025 NFL draft? Will Shedeur Sanders be The 9th pick of the NFL, of this 2025 NFL draft. I think the Carolina Panthers, right? Y'all know my memory don't be all the way there. I mean, the New Orleans Saints. I keep saying Carolina Panthers. New Orleans Saints with the 9th pick of this 2025 draft, baby. Let's go, Shador. What y'all think? Where would he go? Shador to the Steelers? Probably. Probably. I don't know, man. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. The New Orleans Saints are on the clock. You know, there's one thing about the media, man, and leading up to the draft, man, you hear so many different things, man. Everyone has a different mock draft. You know, you're hearing rumors about this and that. Now the draft is here. All that is gone out of the window. You don't get to spread rumors anymore. The picks are going to be in. However teams feel, you only need one team to make that pick for you to get drafted. So it could be 31 other teams that feel horribly about horribly about you as a player, and you just need that one team to feel satisfied, baby. You just need one team to feel satisfied. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. Like I say, where is Shador Sanders going to land? Is this going to be the pick right here? Shador Sanders is going to land the Saints. Uh-oh. He must know something. Okay. Is he just having fun, or does he know something already, man? Does he know something already? You know, I'm rooting for him, but what do you think, man? Does he deserve to be a top 10 pick? Does he have that ability? Can he change the direction of a franchise? Is everything being said about him overrated? You know, or are the things being said accurate? What do y'all think? Me personally, I don't know. Man, that'd be wild if Shador Sanders make it to the second round. I highly doubt that would happen, but that would be kind of wild. That'd be kind of wild, right? You know, the best thing Shador has going for him in his draft is, like I said, it isn't a very strong draft for quarterbacks. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, I think all the criticism boils down to he is a very accurate passing quarterback, but he doesn't have the ideal size at 6'4" or better. And him not being a speedy guy hurt his stock. From Texas. Okay. Yeah, man. And ultimately, I think that's what hurt Shador Sanders' stock, man. He don't have the ideal size at 6'4" or better. He's not a speedy guy. Like you say, the NFL is looking for quarterbacks that can run the ball now. If you're not 6'4" and you are a 99% passer out of 100 or a 99 rated passer out of 100, we need you to run the ball because teams aren't investing in offensive lines, in the offensive line that much anymore. Yeah, they're gonna help. They're gonna get a defensive tackle. I mean, offensive tackle and things like that. Yeah, they're gonna get one offensive tackle, usually a left offensive tackle, a left offensive tackle to help protect blind side of a quarterback. But other than that, teams aren't really investing heavy into the offensive line. They expect the quarterback and the running back to be able to figure it out and make plays. So teams want quarterbacks that can run the ball. Like Lamar Jackson ultimately was the perfect example. He came into the league, everybody criticized his throwing, how accurate he was and he wasn't. But ultimately he won games with his legs, and he did his job and became a productive player by his legs, baby. You know what I mean? Whoa, we got the Miami Dolphins in the building. Lord have mercy. What's that? My dog come through. What's your name on camera?
Oh man, I got so many names. Man. I got so many names.
Y'all see this, right?
They call me the chess god, aka Bauer.
So y'all see
Fitness to be exact.
Y'all see exactly who his team is. Loud and proud. Hey, you know how those people that they speak loud and wrong, be loud and wrong all the time? That's how he is with his team. He loud, proud, and wrong every time. You got that watch? Show him the watch.
I'm gonna turn up on a hater every chance.
Show him that dog.
Show him that Rolex.
Yeah, you gotta put it up.
I'm gonna turn up on a hater every chance.
Up here, put it up here.
I'm gonna turn up on a hater every chance. What's up? What the topic is?
We just vibing out to the drive, waiting to the Dolphins pick. When the Dolphins select, make their pick. Dolphins make their pick. Number 13. You made it just in time, baby. We got number 10 right here. Chicago Bears up. I don't know who they're going to select. They might still end up taking a running back. Watch out for Travion Henderson from Ohio State being selected with this pick right here, number 10, baby. What else we got? Got San Francisco after Chicago, Dallas, and then Miami. What is Dallas going to do? Dallas is nothing but a shithole, man. A fun shithole. You go to Dallas, have a bunch of fun, and be miserable about winning. You can't wait till the game is over and practice over so you can get to the club and enjoy yourself and have fun. You know what I mean? Who the Miami Dolphins are going to select? Are they going to select the cornerback with all this Jalen Ramsey talk? They were talking about Jalen Ramsey's going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Is he going back to the Philadelphia Eagles and reconnect with Vic Fangio? That will be wow. All that stuff he was talking about them, you know what I mean? Hey, man. Hey, these Dolphins. Hey, I'm gonna make a prediction for you, right? Hey, we gonna let the chess god. He gonna give the grade for his Dolphins. They probably gonna go with Will Johnson. Will Johnson, the cornerback out of Michigan. Y'all need some cornerback help. Did he get selected? I think that'd be a good. Yeah, Calvin Banks Jr., I think it is. He's a good select. Yeah, it's a lot of juniors in this draft, man. Without juniors, this draft wouldn't be nothing. That's how a lot of these drafts go, you know what I mean? But when you think about Shedeur Sanders, like I was just talking about, his stock dropping and stuff like that, and him not being 6'4" or better, ideal size, prototype, all the things they make up to have a formula, for this business in the NFL. Here's something to think about, right? Here's something to think about. And let's hit his pick first. Y'all remember where I'm at. Here's something to think about. I'm gonna tell y'all about Shedeur, an analogy. Well, we got it, the 10th pick of the NFL draft. Chicago Bears on the board. I don't know who they can pick. I got to guess, though, if it's not a linebacker. Chicago Bears that need some help on offense, need some help on defense. Played pretty good ball though with Caleb Williams. He did a pretty, all right job in the beginning of his rookie season. Hey, chat, we got to figure this out again. We got to get back to guessing. Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan. Wow. He goes before. Wow, he goes before.
So I got a question.
Talk to us.
What do you think they're looking for when they're picking these drafts? The performance, the athleticism, your attitude, where you come from, how you perform. I know it's a collective thing, but name some of the things they're looking for.
Hey, they're looking.
People that's coming up can already prepare for it.
Well, what they're looking for is the potential. You're always looking for the potential of what this player can possibly bring and do to my team. We see him in college, and we watching him in college, but we want to know what he can do. If what you're doing in college can translate to the NFL and make our team better, we think we can use you here. We think we can use you there. So, yeah, I like this pick. He was one of those sleeper. Everybody was on Tyler Warren out of Penn State, but he's more of the athletic tight end to me. More agile, longer, more explosive in my opinion. I think Tyler Warren is more dependable tight end, you know what I mean? But back to the chat, man. Where will Shedeur Sanders land? Will Shedeur Sanders be drafted before Jalen Milroe? That's a good question too. Who will go first? Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, or Shedeur Sanders? Which one of those quarterbacks will go first? Right? Which one of those quarterbacks will go first? All right, like I was saying, man, here's something to think about, right? When you're looking at quarterbacks, are you evaluating quarterbacks in the NFL or the National Football League, right? All right, I want you to think about two athletes, right? If both of these athletes were in the draft the same year, and we know what we know now, who would we take in the draft with your first pick in the NFL draft? And like I said, we know what we know now. Donovan McNabb or Jalen Hurts. Think about it, right? Think about it. If both of these players could declare for the NFL draft in the same year, who would you select, hypothetically speaking? Remember, McNabb coming out of college, he could throw the ball well and also run the ball well. Donovan McNabb coming out of college was an awesome quarterback, a top prospect, probably one of the highest rated prospects coming out of the University of Syracuse. Then you got Jalen Hurts coming out of college. He didn't really show any elite skills. He didn't show any tremendous attributes and characteristics of being able to throw the ball or run the ball one way, or just having something that can change the direction of an NFL franchise. So with that being said, if these two quarterbacks was coming out in the same draft together, Donovan McNabb and Jalen Hurts, who would you select? Now, just because a quarterback has all the measurements and is seen as a prototype type player doesn't mean that quarterback is going to win games. Yeah, a quarterback, the most important stat for a quarterback is winning games. Make sure we understand this loud and clear. Winning games is the most important stat for a quarterback. They are rated on wins and losses, and not just winning games either. They need to be winning championships, Super Bowls to be exact. And despite what stats may say, compared to other quarterbacks in the NFL or the league, like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, whoever you may say is a top quarterback in the National Football League right now, you have to put Jalen Hurts up there. Jalen Hurts is one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League because he's a winner. He's a winner. How is Jalen Hurts not considered the top quarterback now?
Quarterback is determined by Super Bowls and wins. Okay. So let me ask this question. So if a quarterback just if the defense and the offense just takes the quarterbacks to Super Bowls and I hand the ball off and this and that, when you look up my stats, I don't really have a lot of passing, a lot of completions, but we won 2, 3 Super Bowls. Am I a great quarterback?
Of course, what you're saying, you can't just say it like that. They're going to have at least 15 passes a game.
Okay.
So out of those 15 passes, he led their offense. He made the right plays, the right reads in the right situations during that game to lead this offense to scores and win the game.
So
unless the score is 2-0 and the defense won by creating a safety, quarterbacks win the game. You know what I mean? That's why Dan Marino, in my eyes, will never be considered a great quarterback because why? Dan Marino ain't winning no Super Bowl. Like I said, you could win games, you could throw for 20,000 yards, but if you ain't winning the Super Bowl, like the great Tom Brady, I don't know what else to tell you. Who cares about those stats if you can't bring the city of Miami a Super Bowl? We don't care about none of that. Joe Montana won Super Bowl. Steve Young won. All these other quarterbacks in the era. All right, number 11 pick. All right, who was that just selected? Chicago Bears. I like that pick right there, tight end. Out of the University of Michigan. Another A. Like I said, tight ends are quarterback friendly. Tight ends can help your quarterback become a better quarterback just by having a good quality tight end. And Caleb Williams, baby, he needs that help, man. He started off all right, then kind of fell off towards the latter part of the season. It's a long, grueling season, 17 seasons. What that wine at, man? We ain't drinking on nothing. I got something in there. You want to pop it open? Y'all got some drink in the chat? What y'all doing over there in the chat? Y'all chilling? Where will Shedeur Sanders land?
What you think? You think he's gonna do his thing? What's your prediction?
Hurts won big games, ain't it, boy? That's what it's about with a quarterback, man. You got to win big games. You understand? I seen Tom Brady win games. I can't help it. That's the system I was born into, but that's what I know. You got to be able to win as a quarterback. Simple as that.
You're looking mighty sporty today, boy.
I'm looking sporty, looking spiff. Hey, what we had after that? You gonna change that outfit though? You gonna change that outfit? Hey, you got Dallas Cowboys next, the most drummified team in the National Football League. 49ers. 49ers, man, they love to play physical. I can see them taking the linebacker. It's the linebacker. Mike L. Williams. Edge rusher out of Georgia. Man. Man, it's something about those it's something about those interior players for the University of Georgia, boy. It's something. He right there. Yeah, Miami Dolphins do definitely need some defense. Yeah, I need some defense. The best way to be great on defense, is to start in the interior, baby. So what would the Miami Dolphins do? Y'all general manager Chris Greer over there and head coach Daniels, they don't know what the hell going on over there. It's a power struggle. They need a little coach. They need to bring me in. Tell the Dolphins to bring me in. All right, with this pick right here, San Francisco 49ers. You know they love to play defense. They know how to win games. They know what it takes to win in the NFL. They need to continue to be physical and, you know, bring more and more good players to the team. Oh, man. So B+. Oh, man. Ain't no way in the world they took Shedeur Sanders. Hey, if I had to bet, they went and got a receiver. They went and got a speedy receiver. I don't know who this pick can possibly be, but I'm going to guess a speedy receiver.
Man, that's Dallas. Why would they want Deion Sanders?
I'm going to go with Texas wide receiver Golden. Let's see who the.
That'd be epic. They get Deion Sanders.
Be epic.
Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl.
They need to win. Who would the Dallas Cowboys take? They need defense. They got that decided in the war room by the guard. Yeah, well, hey, Jerry Jones finally making good decisions. I like that pick, Jerry Jones. Clap it up for Jerry Jones. Clap it up for Jerry Jones. Woo, you finally doing something right, Jerry Jones. Boy, you'll make 20 bad decisions and one good decision.
Well, what pick you was in the draft?
Me?
Yeah.
121. I had to wait till the next day.
She was there.
Dang, man.
My nigga made it.
Hey, Tyler Booker. That boy running through that boy. That boy hype. Hey, they better get out of his way. They better get out of his way when he got to dap you up. That boy too crunk right now.
So your first year, you got to show out. Rookie year.
I give you a chance.
What you did in your rookie year?
I'm just trying not to get cut.
How hard that is. Do you see it harder or easier?
I'm a fourth round pick. You got to understand. These guys getting drafted here, they're guaranteed at least 3 years with no problem with that.
Okay, so they got him 3 years.
Hey, that boy crunk right there. Hey, well, at least he showed that he's going to come with a lot of energy to Cowboy Nation, man. Cowboy, y'all need a lot of help. Need some core work. You need some defensive prospects. You need a lot of things over there in Cowboy Nation. What was Shedeur Sanders land, man? The biggest topic of the NFL draft. We still want to know. Dang, Marino made me a Dolphin hater. I know that's right. The Passport Creed. What you mean by that? So would I say the same for Lamar Jackson? What do you mean Passport Creed? As a winner? What do you mean? Talk to me. Talk back to me. They say they don't ask Hurts to do much, but do too much, which is fine because he's perfect fit for the offense. Yeah, exactly. That's all it's about, man. You don't have to do more than you need to do. You do whatever it takes to win the game. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? When you selecting a quarterback or a player or a player of significance like a quarterback, Jalen Hurts just wins the game. And that was the thing with Tom Brady. Tom Brady never broke any records. He never had any flashy numbers until they signed Randy Moss, Dante Stallworth, Wes Welker. Before that, it was just winning games, playing good defense, you know? So that's what it's about, man. Oh, Wes Welker.
Can you catch a Tom Brady bullet? Can you catch a Tom Brady pass at practice?
Who are the Dolphins going to select?
One thing about it, you keep sizing them Dolphins. You just sat up here and said, I ain't in with that hypocritical stuff.
Okay, talk to me.
You said being a good quarterback is about winning championships. Dan Marino went undefeated for the Dolphins. Dan Marino went undefeated. Had a fantastic, fabulous, magnificent, and marvelous season.
What is he talking about being a hypocrite, y'all?
You said Dan Marino was trash. You're bashing. But then you said a good quarterback ain't about the stats. It's about winning. Awesome, phenomenal, undefeated season. Why don't he get them stats? In 72 back then, when people wasn't doing it.
Chat, can y'all tell him up for me, chat? He didn't.
There was no Tom Brady back
He
then.
didn't hear everything I said, obviously. I said a quarterback is measured by his wins and losses and not just winning games. The quarterback needs to win championships, Super Bowls to be exact.
I got to be a great quarterback to win a Super Bowl?
Yes, you have to win a Super Bowl to be a great quarterback.
So all the quarterbacks out there.
Name a great quarterback that didn't win a Super Bowl besides the Dolphins. Don't be biased. Besides Dan Marino. Y'all chat. Tell me a great quarterback that hasn't won a Super Bowl.
I mean, I don't know. For Buffalo,
the Dolphins are
Don
in.
Beebe was, not Don Beebe, but who the quarterback?
Jim Kelly?
Jim Kelly was a great quarterback.
I think he won the Super Bowl. Jim Kelly definitely won the Super Bowl.
Won the Super Bowl.
Bruce Smith
was awesome. That's what I'm saying. I can name
what the running back name?
Super Bowls.
You just name it. You don't know the facts. You gotta look up your facts right here.
Let me look up the facts.
Let them know. Chat. You gotta come with facts over here, chat. My chat. We'll tear him up. Yeah, Jim Kelly. See, they hear you. You see? Look. He said Jim Kelly. Did Jim Kelly win a Super Bowl? I think he won one. Ooh, they got me, chat. You right. Guess what they say?
Right. Cam Newton was a great quarterback.
Najee Carter. No, I don't. What do you mean great now? You consider great. You gotta say, come on now. Jim Kelly is considered to be great. Cam Newton, he won an MVP. Yeah, that is a great honor and stuff like that. You know, the other thing about, man, ranking quarterbacks too, it's hard. You know, you don't really see a quarterback that is a dual threat and runs the ball a lot getting ranked high. You know, like if you can run the ball better than you pass and you're still a winner, they're not going to put you ranked above a quarterback that is a pure passer and just throwing the ball. Even though you may be more effective at the quarterback position, you know, I don't know why it goes like that. You know, it's cool. Dang, man, Jim Kelly 0-4 as a quarterback. But Jim Kelly's not rated high.
Warren Moon, number one.
Jim Kelly, all these quarterbacks are not like great, like the top 10. Like, you know what I mean?
Up to, who you during those times? Who was great quarterbacks before Tom Brady? Before all that?
I was a quarterback my whole life. That's why I looked at all those type of quarterbacks. I love Randall Cunningham. I love Warren Moon. Steve McNair. I love Steve McNair. I loved all those quarterbacks also, yeah. I played quarterback my whole life until my senior year in high school, so I was focused on being a quarterback, you know what I mean? Elway won a Super Bowl? I don't know. I think Elway might have won. I know Favre. Oh, no, wait. Favre lost it. Steve Young definitely won one. Yeah, Randall Cunningham never won a Super Bowl. He was just dynamic by the way he was a dual threat, running the ball and jumping over people. He inspired a lot of us to want to play quarterback. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shedeur Sanders, man, everybody expects him to be a top draft pick. And, man, they've been coming out, man, talking crazy. And that's just crazy how it seems like the powers to be come down for you when things seem to be going good, you know. Out of nowhere, you got anonymous people just coming out making all these crazy claims and talking so negative on a kid that is trying to achieve his dream. And that's just, some things just uncalled for. You know, you don't have to, and to remain anonymous at the same time is just, wow. These are still young men trying to achieve their dreams. So people got to understand that, man, when you're trying to criticize a kid just because he got a lot of followers and it's going to get you some likes and clicks.
Oh, kind of great.
Man, a lot of defensive tackles.
Good defense.
Man, y'all know the crazy thing. Go bust that wine. We finna get on some wine and have a good time tonight. You know the crazy thing about the NFL draft last season is there wasn't any defensive tackles taken in the top 10 picks of the draft, if I'm correct. There wasn't many or any. Big fella. Yeah, the Dolphins definitely need. I mean, teams understand what's going on. Isn't that many flashy athletic positions prospects available out here, right? So get your core players, baby. Big fella right there, coming to be a Miami Dolphin. Yeah, it seems like the Dolphins are trying to rebuild now. Dolphins are in the rebuilding stage, if y'all don't understand. Everybody is for sale. Anybody can go as a Dolphin right now. Coach done gave up. Coach said it's over with. I'm tired of Tua Tagovailoa. I'm tired of Tyreek Hill. And I'm tired of Jalen Ramsey. All these people I just gave a lot of money to. It's a fire sale over here. Anybody can get any of these players. Make your offer. And I promise you, I'll trade you. That's what's going on over there. So he's starting to rebuilding from the, like I say, from the in, out, interior. A lot of interior players are being taken in these top picks so far. And what does that say? Not that many. What's the word I keep looking for? Athletic positions available. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat.
Yes.
Oh, man, he say, come on, man. Cam didn't have no help. You talking about Cam as a Carolina Panther, man. Man. Yeah, Cam, he did his thing. He had a great year, that 1 year. But you're going to say throughout his whole career, he didn't have no help. Remember, when I played for the Atlanta Falcons. Me and Cam used to go head to head. So I seen directly what Cam was dealing with. But yes, he had older players on his team like Steve Smith, I think Musa Muhammad and things like that. So yeah, he did have older players, but
how many rings Peyton Manning got? 2?
Tyler Warner. All right, good pick, man. Like I say, tight ends are always position friendly to the quarterback. And we all know in Indianapolis, man, they got a fucking shit show going on out there with quarterbacks and they got freaking Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson competing for the starting job. I don't even know what to say about that little shit show going on out there, but at least they have a position that is friendly to the quarterbacks and they can help these quarterbacks be more successful. Both of them young. Anthony Richardson, we know, man, the story on him. He should have got more experience before he entered into the NFL draft. But Tyler Warren, man, is very productive. I know his feelings hurt, man. He thought he was going to be the first tight end taken, man. He thought he was going to be the first tight end taken, man. Everybody was talking. Hey, that's a competitive thing, man, in your heart. When he hearing you're going to be the first player taking at your position and someone else is taking you feeling like you're the best and you're the best and this and that and the other, and boom. You know what I mean? So shout out to Tyler Warren on his selection. But back to you, man. Cam didn't have no help, man. Yeah, Cam, I give it to you. He didn't have the greatest amount of help, but guess who else didn't have any help? Tom Brady. Cam Newton had more help than Tom Brady. Now you know. Got to call a spade, baby. N.A. I see you over there. You coming with it. Okay, talk to me. He said everybody else in the division had Hall of Fame receivers. Cam didn't even have 1,000-yard rusher for like 8 seasons. Now, let me think about that. Who was the running backs when Cam was at Carolina Panthers? Was Stewart They had the 1-2 punch. It was Stewart, and I can't think of the other guy name. They had Steve Smith Jr., and they also had Musa Muhammad was there for a little while, I think. Was he still there? And, they had a few other players. So, hey, man, we like to give Cam, Cam was definitely, if Cam was more of an accurate passer and he worked on his passing better, man, Cam would have been one of the most awesome players to ever come in the NFL, probably play in the NFL. I don't know if he'd have, just, being fun to watch. I mean, I don't know if he'd have won the 6-7 Super Bowls like Tom Brady. But come on, man. Come on, N.A. Come on.
Run the ball and get.
Come on, Cam. Name the Hall of Fame receivers in the division. Who you gonna say? The Atlanta Falcons? What did they have going on?
Good.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What did they have? Y'all keep this thing going, chat. He said, am I coming to a couple Dolphins games this year? Clubhouse seats. Yeah, Mike Evans, okay. Mike Evans is very consistent in that division. He got 1,000 yards receiving for a consistent, 8 years or something like that. Okay, that's very consistent. It's nothing special, though. It's nothing special. I'm sure Cam Newton had a 1,000-yard receiver over there. You know what I mean? You calling me right off the Julio Jones. Julio Jones didn't come till when?
Julio.
Yeah, I give you that. If Cam would have had Julio, what would have been the difference? Matt Ryan knew how to get the ball to Julio. Julio had 8 seasons of 1,300 yards receiving.
I think Julio know how to get the ball. I don't think,
Yeah, Julio gonna go get the ball. But hey, Cam Newton, man, if you don't remember, man, come on now. Why are we going back in time and talk about Cam? Oh, Cam. Hey, it's finna get real good. We finna get turned up in here. Hey, y'all don't want to miss when we have a couple sips how turned up we be. But listen, who was talking about?
We were just talking about Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Ryan, Cam Newton.
Julio had
Super Bowl is phenomenal. Everybody can't just do that. That ain't, especially playing,
That's the goal. The goal. That's why we hear this draft right here. Every year, teams are drafting in the hope to make their teams better and get to the Super Bowl. I was so blessed and fortunate my first season to make it to the NFL and make it to the Super Bowl. I was too immature to understand what I had just accomplished. Yeah, I'm selling tickets. I'm telling my family they're not coming to the game because I'm gonna sell the ticket and I'm gonna give them half the money because I want to make the money. I was so caught up in getting out of my situation that I wasn't even really enjoying the moment as much as I should have. But you live and learn. That's how life be. But trying to get to that Super Bowl, man. Hey, NA, man, I hope you change your name so we can talk and I can say your name. Vibing out with you, baby. Say you got me. That 1 year they did, but after that, nah. Julio, Mike, Evans, Saints had a bevy of receivers. Cam had Ted Ginn. Ted Ginn, yeah. Now, Ted Ginn Jr., don't get it twisted. He's not the best receiver. He dropped a lot of balls that could have helped Cam Newton out. 100%. But when you have a speedy receiver like that, man, ain't no excuses, man. You got Steve Smith, you got Ted Ginn Jr. Ted Ginn Jr. running past everybody, but he did drop a lot of balls. So I ain't going to put that on Cam. You know what I mean? I ain't going to. Shout out to, man. Shout out to NA, with the super chats. Y'all, spread the love, man. Y'all know we keep it going over here. The Dolphins got a guard.
You need somebody.
Y'all need something like that, huh? Not the flashy position, huh? Atlanta Falcons. They need some help on the defense. Are they gonna go safety or will they go corner? A corner has not been taken off the board yet. Will they take Jaheed Barron? Will they take Will Johnson? Will they take a safety in Malik Starks? Raheem Morris is the head coach. He is a defensive head coach, and I'm sure he's looking for defense. Or could they trade Kirk Cousins? Is anybody going to trade for Kirk Cousins? I doubt it. Injury-prone, older guy at quarterback with a high salary cap. It's going to be hard to get rid of him. Cam had Calvin Benjamin. Calvin Benjamin sucked. Calvin Benjamin was terrible. He was a big target. He was slow. I don't know. He was one of those players that, you know the thing about Calvin Benjamin, and this is hard for a lot of receivers. If Calvin Benjamin would have switched from wide receiver to tight end, that would have been an awesome move, and he probably would have became an all-pro. That was one thing I always wanted to say about Calvin Benjamin. I always wish Calvin Benjamin would have switched from wide receiver to tight end. You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
What you think about the cornerbacks, William Johnson and Jade Barron?
Jade Barron? I think Will Johnson is the best. He can do it all. He can play man-to-man. He can play zone. He's physical. He can play press. He can play off. He's a bigger guy. Jade Barron is more of a nickel back. He can play inside. He's more of a playmaker, though. Yeah, he definitely can fit in the Miami Dolphins system. A guy like Jada Barron. But who has the Atlanta Falcons selected? Is this going to be a first? Is this going to be the first cornerback to be taken off the board? Or is it going to be a safety? Clap it up, baby. We're in the 2025 NFL Draft, baby. This is the first live stream from Say What Needs to Be Said. It's a special edition. Y'all know we coming with that energy. We're going to have fun. And we want to know what Shedeur Sanders is going to be. Is Mike Tomlin going to do the, I don't know, I want to say the brotherly thing, or is he going to make the correct pick? Is he going to take Shedeur Sanders, or is he going to take Jalen Milroe? Who is this pick at number 15? Jalen Walker, another linebacker. Another linebacker, boy. Hey, I like it. I like it.
Boy, getting it in.
Hey, like I say, Raheem Morris, baby, he is a defensive coach. Another grade. I've been missing out on my grades. I'm getting too crunk over here. I'm sipping on my wine. Might come out the shirt in a few. Might have to come out the shirt. Yeah, man, boost your defense up. Make your defense strong. Get the ball back to the offense. Yeah, man, linebackers. You need those linebackers, man. You need physical linebackers. It's two things you need at linebacker. You need physical linebackers, and then you need linebackers that can run. You need linebackers that can cover well, that can drop back and get into spots and disrupt lanes for the quarterback. And then you need athletic, explosive linebackers that can blitz and make a move and get to the quarterback and not let a running back interfere with that blitz. A running back shouldn't be able to block a linebacker, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So that's the type of linebacker you look for when you're looking at linebackers. You're looking for speed. You're looking for agility. You're looking for physicalness. You know what I mean? Can he run sideline to sideline? How well can he move? You know?
Is it too early to talk about who the rookie of the year?
Uncommon sense, what they do, homie. I don't know what it is. Little league, a lot of LA's Vikings, baby.
A lot of your line. All y'all from a lot of here play for Lakes.
Man, we made it to the 16th pick of this NFL draft, man. Say what needs to be said. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and make sure y'all share this live, man. I don't know how many people live streaming the NFL draft, vibing out. But yeah, man, we having a good time tonight, man. Hey, man, if the Steelers, who would the Steelers take? You know what I feel like? And the problem too with Shedeur Sanders? Yes, everyone can acknowledge that. If whoever drafts Shedeur Sanders, there will be some drama on that team surrounding him. And if he doesn't play right, or if he isn't handled how the family may see it, yeah, it's gonna be some situations to transpire. But I think a guy like Mike Tomlin, who can handle all type of relationships, and he's a brother. He's probably built for that situation. But whether he wants to deal with it or not, only time to tell. We'll see. But it is surprising, man. It is surprising. I'm very surprised that only one quarterback has been taken. And it's the 16th pick of the NFL draft.
He would be the top 3.
If he what?
They predicted he would be the top 3 pick in the draft.
Yeah, man. You got all kind of predictions before the draft. They be throwing stuff left and right. You don't know what's real.
Not number 1.
Now, the Arizona Cardinals, we know who they took last year. They took Marvin Harrison Jr. with the first pick. I see Marvin Harrison Jr. as a Tech McMillan type comparison. I compare those two, and you take it for however you want to take it. But what would they do with this pick? Would they get another receiver? Or would they get a running back? Too many linebackers already left the board. You got Pierce out of Tennessee left. Good speed. He can get around that corner, get off the edge. But it's time for some of these receivers to get off the board. You got the speedy receiver, Golden. Can't think of his first name, out of Texas. You got the receiver out of Ohio State, and you got the receiver out of Missouri. Receiver out of Missouri, Luther Burden. He had a very productive, junior or sophomore year. It was the season before this season. And then something happened, but he's very, very shifty and fast, man. So watch out for some of these receivers starting to come off the board. I also need a cornerback, man. What would Shedeur Sanders land? Damn.
Where do you think he's going? Where's his best fit at?
Where's his best fit?
Yeah. Detroit?
Nah. I say the Steelers. I say the Steelers.
I say bring him to Tampa.
I say the only person that wants to deal with Shedeur Sanders in the first round is Mike Tomlin.
I know that's right.
I don't know anybody else that is willing to deal with.
I rocks with Mike.
He brought Mike Tomlin dealt with Antonio Brown. He kept Antonio Brown cool for how many years? Listen, if Mike Tomlin kept Antonio Brown cool for all them years, that means he can do something right. Unless he just let everybody get their way over there.
Do you see him acting like his daddy?
That's what they talking about. That's what they say. And honestly, if me reading him, I don't think he would act the way he, how he. Walter Nolan
was supposed to get him.
Defensive tackle out of Ole Miss, big fella.
We wanted him. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I wanted him, huh? That's a big fella right here. I like this pick right here, man. Arizona Cardinals, need to be more physical. Nice pick. 6'3", 296 pounds. He's very athletic, uses his hands good. I like this guy. Just raw talent, though. Just raw talent. Who we got at pick number 17? You got Seattle. You got Cincinnati, then Seattle. What will the Cincinnati Bengals do, man? Cincinnati Bengals, they need to play some defense. They need to stop somebody. They do really good on offense, but they need to figure out how to stop somebody. But with this pick right here, man, I'm going to go out here. We're going to go on and give them their grade right here. And in the first round, the Arizona Cardinals, they went defense. Everybody is starting from the interior out. And we're going to go ahead and give them a B+. All right, B+. This is a family-run business, like I said. Shout out to my daughters. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Share the chat. Shout out to the super chats. You know what I mean? Keep it coming. Hey, man, I don't care if it's $5, $3, whatever it is. We appreciate everything over here, man. Don't act like I can't be appreciative. You know, I'm appreciative too. Boy, man, I don't know how this gonna pan out, man. This draft. I'm waiting on Jalen Milroe and Shedeur Sanders to be drafted.
What about Hunter?
Travis Hunter was the second pick of the draft. Jacksonville.
Tell me about
Yeah, you missed it, man. You missed the live stream.
it. There you go.
They made a trade to go get him.
Think he's going to go do his thing?
Hey, make sure y'all pull up out there, man. We sipping on a little red wine. Where we get this from? Cooper's Hawk, baby. Got to be a member. Cooper's Hawk.
You got to be a member.
Y'all know about Cooper's Hawk?
I'm going to tell y'all.
Be a member, get the free bottles every month.
Romance red and sexy red is the same thing. Don't look at that. Romance and sexy red. Sweet.
Yeah, but we was having a good conversation, chat. The pick messed me up. What we was talking about, man? We was talking about Mike Tomlin. That's what we were talking about. How Mike Tomlin, if he could deal with Antonio Brown and Hannah Antonio Brown, he can deal with the Sanders family and all the BS Papa Sanders might come along with. But you gotta understand, real recognize real. You gotta understand, some people ain't coming at some people certain ways. You know what I mean? Like, the way somebody may come at that person, they might not come at me because they understand how I'm gonna come back. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta pick your battles. And yeah, I think Mike Tomlin is more of an easygoing person. So I don't know. I don't know if that's good in these type of situations. You need discipline. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Antonio Brown had too much discipline. Maybe it was his way. And yeah, Coach Mike Tomlin let Antonio Brown do whatever he wanted to do. That was the rumors going around out there in Pittsburgh. But for him to hold Antonio Brown down for that long without going crazy, I don't know how he did that. AB is a wild man, boy. Yeah, we all mess with Mike Tomlin, man. Good dude. Good humble dude right there. The second round of the draft is gonna probably be more interesting than the first round. Honestly, chat. What y'all think? Y'all like my hat? Hey, the second round of this draft might be more interesting than the first round of this draft. Right now, they're just getting everything out of the way. Like I said, if teams didn't have to enter into this draft, most of the teams probably would opt out, especially the first round, maybe even the second round. If teams can opt out of this draft and not be in the first or second round, I'm sure a lot of teams would have opted out. They just picking because this is part of the business plan. You know, you got to make picks every year. If they opt out, they sure will opt out. You know? Yeah, man, the first round is a little bit boring. It's a lot of, we're not seeing the fancy positions taken, the wide receivers, the quarterbacks, and things like that. So, yeah, it is a little boring. A lot of interior players being taken. Shedeur Sanders. Let me tell y'all, I got to show y'all how I was on draft day, and I can imagine this is what Shedeur Sanders is going through. I'm going to give y'all an example of what I was going through. Listen, I don't know how I remember. I went to University of Central Florida. I went to UCF when it was barely recognized. You know, it was barely a Division I school. It was a clean D1, no Division I-A, none of that. So I go through, seasons, four years at UCF, balling, doing my thing. Broke the record, broke the record for pass defended, like 8 interceptions. I'm balling, doing my thing. But, we independent. So I'm all independent, whatever conferences, things like that. So boom, I'm working out, trying to make it to the league. I get invited to the combine. And I got all these teams telling me great things about me. And they're going to draft me with their first pick. And, if you make it to the second round, we'll be glad, and we're gonna take you to the second round. Long story short, the first round came, the second round came. Hold on. all the interior linebackers and defensive linemen getting off the board. They clearing that off the rip, baby. But yeah, back to the draft, man. So I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna be a first round pick. The New England Patriots done boost my head up that they gonna take me with their first pick. And I fell for it. I don't know why. Yeah. And so let me tell you, draft day come. Boom. I'm chilling, minding my business. My phone ring. It's at the end of the first round. It's the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals telling me they about to take me with their first pick of the second round. The first pick of the second round come, guess what happened? Nothing. So I'm like, all right. Boom. Then I get a couple more calls telling me they're going to take me with the first pick of the third round. And then I'm just getting calls. And my name is not going across the screen. And then you remember back in the days, you did 3 rounds in one day. The third round came, my name was not being selected. I'm on the ground like this, stressed out. I'm so stressed out, I can't eat. My back hurting. My mama can't figure out what to do to help me. And it was the most horrible experience ever. Y'all talking about sleeping? And I don't even know if I slept. And I probably closed my eyes and woke right back up. And time to get back to the draft. Shout out to the super chat, Marlon in the building. Say, I was watching your playoff highlights in your early years in New England. You were a playmaker. I love the matchup with you and Marvin Harrison. Yeah, man, the thing about it, man, and I wish I knew what I knew now. And like I always like to express to, my audience and things like that. I was raised by Tupac. And I was really caught up in all I want is money. Forget the fame. I'm a Superman. So I didn't boast or talk to the media about how well but the things I did out there was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? It was super crazy. Like I broke the records for interception for touchdowns in the playoffs. You talking about matchups, they say I didn't follow receivers. Guess what? I made the quarterback change their game plan because they can't throw the ball where I'm at. And me and Marvin Harrison, he don't move. I don't move. So that was one of the best matchups ever. I'm going at it against Marvin Harrison, one of the best all-time receivers ever, and the best quarterback. How? You tell me this is for years.
That's why everybody respect you. Like,
yeah, they know it. And that's why, and that's how I can talk this. Can't nobody talk trash like me and talk to Dion the way I talk to Dion and talk. You know what I mean? Because when they look it up and know the truth, the media was never on my side. They always tried to discredit everything I did for some reason. Maybe because I was a 4th round pick. But that's neither here nor there, man. We ain't gonna turn up. Y'all gonna crank me up, man. Why y'all gonna turn me up like this and this the NFL draft going on?
Just say what needs.
Boy, y'all, hey, shout out to Marlon Burdette. Am I saying that right? I don't like to mess up names, but I'll screw some names up. Look at Mama Lucas in the building. You had them playmaking abilities. Ain't that right, Mommy? I used to be balling. I used to be cheering out there for me, Mommy.
All NFL players want to be rappers.
That's my other mama over there. Shout out to Mama. He and Lucas in the building.
Basketball.
Somebody said that? Oh.
Shit look like you on the Boss Man D-Lo video. Just jeweled up.
Man, we're at the number 19 pick of the NFL draft. We done made it this far. Oh, man, I'm about to go there. Hold on. Let me charge this thing up. Y'all, hey, we cranking up now. Hold on 1 second.
I'll take over where y'all gone.
Oh,
what's up, boy? Straight out of Fort Lauderdale, a lot of hill, boy. Straight out of D-side, a lot of hill. What they do?
Hey, don't show everybody how my friends at. Hey, I got some real friends too, man. That been to college. You know what I mean? They just ain't live the deep side.
Really want to know. Back in '97.
He played practice squad. He was a practice squad on
the Dolphins.
All right, Seahawks pick is in, baby. Number 18. Gray Zabel.
Nice guard.
Where he's out of? North Dakota or something? Yeah, North Dakota, man. Yeah, I did my research on him, did my homework. Man, another big athletic left tackle, man, and Seahawks. You know, team, you got to build that team from the interior in. There is not enough skill position. That's the word I've been looking for. Lord have mercy. Why y'all ain't tell me? There is not enough skilled quality positions in this NFL draft. That's why the second round of this draft is going to be way better than the first round of the draft. Right now, all these teams are showing right now that they wish they didn't have to be in this draft right now. They wish that they can exit out of this 2025 draft and start preparing for the 2026 season and draft. 2025 season and the 2026 draft. Because ain't no quality talent available. In the first round, you're looking for someone to start, make an impact immediately, and help change the direction of that offense or that defense. And there's nobody on the board that can do that right now. In their eyes. That's what their scouts said. That's what their scouts are saying. There was no defensive tackles taken in the top 10 picks of last year's draft. And that's a fact. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong now. Y'all know some of my facts sometimes. I'd be a little off if I ain't do my homework. But shout out to the super chat. Man, y'all blowing up tonight, man. Y'all, hey, appreciate y'all from vibing out with me tonight.
We got the nightcap now, boy.
Nightcap. Hey, we got the nightcap.
What we got Ocho at, boy? Come on over here, Chad.
Hey.
Ocho, slide, bro.
You know what I mean?
Slide, bro. Oh, shit, we gotta feel you
Let y'all know how I act when I'm with my homeboys and I'm in the hood chilling. You know, I try to keep it copacetic and a little professional. Sometimes I backtrack, but I'm trying to be a little more professional. If y'all notice, boy, y'all been riding with me. I got better and better, boy. I done got better. I used to be on this thing, boy, acting real ghetto. But yeah, man, shout out to the chat. And Nightcap, he talking about Nightcap. Hey, what y'all think about old Unc, man? Since we got some time, man, old Unc Shannon Sharp. So many things is coming out. Do y'all think it's the powers to be that's coming down for him? You know, when you accomplish so much and you start to take over, you start interfering with the boss, you know, you start interfering with the powers to be plans and stuff like that. And do they come down to this? Is this the powers to be coming out the Shannon Sharp like this? Or is this man really a monster out here like this? You know, when you start acting crazy like that, people start thinking it's more than just your mental and your personality. It's like, you know, you 56 years old and you still yoked up. What up? What you doing to be yoked up like that? We know that stuff that get you yoked up, make you act a little weird. You know what I mean?
We out here.
But we ain't on that tonight. We ain't on that tonight. Y'all know I get on that another night, but we ain't on that tonight because y'all know I could
have got you every baddie in the city, boy.
Oh man, we ain't even talking about him. Man, he could have bought 15 houses in Lauderdale for 10 M's and gave them all out to the chat and blessed everybody. Fool, man, fool tricked off the streets. Hey, that's what they should be playing for these boys right now in the NFL draft. They should be playing videos of Shannon Sharp on what not to do, because they're gonna be coming for y'all. So this is what not to do, and we not soliciting cheek for cheek. You know what I mean? We ain't doing none of that, young boys. We out here looking for a wife. We trying to settle down, get married. And we trying to build a family and a legacy, baby. You know what I mean? Toast up to the chat, baby. Hey, we turn it up tonight. Hey, let me go turn on the air conditioner. Let me turn. It's getting a little hot, man. Let me turn.
And I heard old
I'm
Cam.
starting to love this live stuff, man. I'm gonna go live every night. I love this, man. Why y'all ain't tell me I could be and go live, y'all?
And I heard Cam and old Cameron and old Pastor Mace talking about Shannon Sharp. You need to come over here. I bet you ain't trying to say that now.
Right.
Yeah, y'all career would have been swamped. Y'all little podcast would have been swamped.
Man, Cameron's so weak. How Cameron gonna go at Ocho like that and talk all that crap because a man don't want to answer your call? You know what I mean? We just all over the place over here. That's how it is, man. We vibing out, man. How long we been on here tonight? 2 hours, baby. I hope y'all having some drink. Hey,
Tampa fans right there.
Hey, you can't be on this live and not have a drink. I can't have sober people and I'm not sober listening to me while I'm not sober. You have to feel me and be tipsy like me. You know what I mean? Did we toast up, dog?
We toast up, man.
Toast up to my dog. 2025, baby.
Going up this year, boy.
Going up. Sis in the building. I see you, Toya Lucas and family in the building. So I got to keep it respectable. Y'all see I got family. You know what I mean? Got friends and family, all type of stuff, man. And sometimes I have some fun. All the time I'm going to have fun. Y'all just know that. I got to have fun in everything I do. Who's on the board? Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the board.
Just made a quote, said the disrespect will be respected. I guess for not drafting the son.
Really? See all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? One thing I learned, you can't put stuff on your kid and make them act the way you want to act. Let them be. You know what I mean? And I you know, you read between the lines. I'm not trying to bring out the negativity and things, but it's just like, you know, Deion says things like, yeah, I should use my platform to attack this person and tell them and show them. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean use your platform, you know? What if the kid just want to be a humble man and you're teaching them to do all these things like that? But the number 19 pick, what we got in NFL draft? Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. I'm glad they said that name before I had to say it. Emeka Egbuka. But, hey, very productive receiver. Very productive. I like this pick. Paired up with Mike Evans. Receive over 30,000 yards a couple times in a couple seasons at Ohio State. 200-pound receiver. But I like him to come in with Mike Evans and give that good 1-2 punch along with what's the other receiver name? Yeah, so they have a trio of receivers. So this is the first receiver taken off the board. It's the first receiver, right? This is the first receiver taken off the board besides Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is considered a receiver and a cornerback. Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State. What do I think of this pick? I like this pick right here. I like this pick right here. I like this pick for Tampa Bay. We're going to give him an A-. Baker Mayfield got some more weapons. One of the most erratic throwing quarterbacks in NFL. He'll be hot as hell for 2 games, throwing for 450 yards, 35 for 38 passing. Then the next game, he'll be 20 for 52, 220 yards with a 41 quarterback rating. You know what I mean? He back. My dog say he back.
Oh, that right.
You back. Yes, sir. Talk to me, baby. We talk back over here. Say what needs to be said. You know what I mean? Y'all got any questions for the Miami Dolphin phenom over here?
Oh, that's right.
Miami Dolphin fan phenom.
I'm just a silent assassin.
Hey, drink on me, man. Make sure y'all pull up something. It's Thursday night, man. It's one more day to the weekend, man. One more day to the weekend. We just having a good time. You know what I mean? My dog back.
Yeah, we outside this weekend.
Hey, what y'all think about Emeka Egbuka? You think he a dog? You think this is going to transpire into a great receiving relationship over there in Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans probably got 1 or 2 more years left, man. He ain't gonna be there forever. He can't be there forever. The man having 1,000-yard seasons since I was playing in the NFL. He's still having 1,000-yard seasons. God damn, I just thought about that. That man been having 1,000-yard seasons since I've been in the NFL. I retired in 2013. 2013.
Man, you retired in 2013. What year?
I retired in 2013. This man still having 1,000-yard receiving.
2013. Damn, Woody.
That's retarded.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, sir. Arizona wide receiver went to the Panthers. Talk to him, dog. Hold on, let me put you up here. Let me put Marlon up here. It's for you.
What that? I'm a dog. What are you talking about?
Look.
What he say? I know it's hard being a dog. It is, boy.
Tell him.
Right. You ain't lying.
That's why I never commit to it yet.
Boy. That's why I turn up on the hater every chance.
Hey, I will never commit to being a Dolphins fan until I know they got that dog at quarterback. Even when they signed Tua Tagovailoa, I knew this wasn't the right quarterback. And they had opportunity to sign Dante Culpepper and Drew Brees. Dante Culpepper knee was all banged up. I think he had just came from Oakland or somewhere. And they chose to sign Dante Culpepper instead of Drew Brees. The hell with the damn Dolphins. I'm done with their ass. Until they bring me in and let me be the general manager over there and get all that shit straight, I ain't fucking with them. You know what I mean?
Where did they come from?
I ain't fucking with them. You know what I mean?
Coaching. Can't have too many superstars on the team.
Let me give my dog another shout out. You know what I mean? The super chat got the super chat jumping, man. I appreciate y'all. Hey, y'all talk to us and we talk back. Y'all let me know, man, what y'all think about this draft. Like I say, this draft, I'm sure every team wish they could got out of this draft. Maybe except Tennessee Titans. Every other team want to get out, and maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars, they were so freaking eager to move up to number 2 to get Travis Hunter. Like, what is that going to do for your team when you can't stop the run or you can't run the ball? You can't just throw the motherfucker to Travis Hunter every play or think he going to intercept the motherfucker every goddamn play. But like I say, man, second round going to get more juicy than the first round. So we'll see how they built this team and built this roster, after drafting Travis Hunter. And I don't like that market for him, man. It's, that market is too small for him. Now, the persona of the Travis Hunter and the flashiness, man, may die down a little bit, man. But we got to keep it up.
No, that college out dope. You bumping with sharks now.
Is he going to be able to play both ways? That is the question. And I'm betting my bottom dollar that he will not be able to. It's going to be damn near impossible. If he does, it's going to be only for a year. And it's going to be sparingly. Like I said, it may be some special plays, but you're not going to play 50 plays on defense and 50 plays on offense for 17 straight weeks in the NFL. Impossible. And remain healthy and be productive? No way. I can't see it happening. Hey, anything is possible, though. I would love for him to prove me wrong. Anything I say, I like people to prove me wrong. So if he go prove me wrong, so be it. But all this discussion of two-way players shit is over with. That shit is over. Either you're going to be a receiver or you're going to be a corner. And, yeah, you play from time to time on other plays. You got so many things to learn and worry about. You come off the field as a defensive player. We just gave up a touchdown. We have to talk about the communications and everything that happened, and so we don't give up this touchdown again. You can't go over there to the offense and talk about you on offense now. We still have situations that we got to work out. I'd be damned if I be a part of something that is being miscommunicated and I'm getting embarrassed on ESPN. We better sit here and talk about this shit. Y'all get me crunk out here, man. I'm talking that real football talk to y'all. You know what I mean? What's happening, chat? That's real. I see. I know that's real. That's real, not. Uncommon sense. What's up, baby? The Denver Broncos, the best thing they got going over there is PS2, Patrick Surtain II. What do they do to build on with this team? Who will the Broncos select? Shout out to Carter Boy Fresh in the building. I remember you had the dreadlocks before the players started following the trend. I can't think too many other players at that time that had the dreads. Not only the dreads, they don't give me my credit. They don't give me my credit. Hey, appreciate the super chat. Not only that, but G-Stands. G-Stands went crazy at the NFL after I started doing it. But they tried to give it to other people. Hey, everybody in the world started doing the G-Stands. First cornerback off the board, Jaden Barron. Yeah, okay, a playmaker. I like that. On the other side of PS2, I called it out. I said, what are they going to do? They got PS2 over there. Yes, two different type of cornerbacks. I like this scenario right here. But let me get back to the super chat. Cater Boy Fresh. Yeah, man, I had the dreadlocks, you know what I mean, back in the days. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I miss the dreads, man. I had to let the dreads go, man. Appreciate y'all super chat, man.
And
appreciate the super chat.
You wasn't really no little dancing comedian and all that and all trying to be popular.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't trying to be popular.
Yeah, that wasn't my thing. I didn't understand that, man. And that's he say, man, this the last Carolina topic. You know, when you played them, only dude y'all had circled was Cam. He was the whole engine and the defense good. Man, it was very, before we would play Cam Newton them, it would be a lot of preparation about how to stop him. I can't lie. But don't forget, they did have that 1-2 punch, I remember. And that was the most important aspect of that offense, stopping that 1-2 punch. It wasn't really Cam Newton. We didn't have to stop Cam Newton. You didn't really have to worry about everybody else. We had to worry about stopping Cam Newton. But I just remember me too, just in the game, just me just having fun, talking shit, and he would throw some bad passes and stuff like that. And I would talk, man, you a terrible quarterback. You can't throw worth the shit. And this is what I would say to him during the game. You know what I mean? You can't complete a ball. You so inaccurate, blah, blah, blah. The same, normal, typical stuff. The things I said wasn't noted, but I talk shit right at people. And that's why Cam took up for me, in the whole Deion Sanders situation, because he played against me. He understood. He knows they had to prep for me and say, don't throw the ball over here. This man will intercept the ball. But the Steelers are up. The Steelers are on the board. Appreciate the super chat, man. Y'all keep it coming, man. Having fun tonight, man. Vibing out. Will Shedeur Sanders be drafted? I don't know. They don't look like Gilly the Kid. Man, hey, y'all don't know me and Gilly Kid go way back in Philly. We used to be in the back cave, thugging back in the days. I'm in the NFL. Boy, I got so many stories. I used to be in the hood, thugging in the back cave, 12 o'clock at night, in the studio with my rappers. Gilly the Kid, and there oh man, I got so many stories for y'all. Everybody know me. Everybody know how I get down. I'm telling you. Y'all better know. I've been around, boy.
What Gilly doing up there with the Sanders?
Trying to
Philly.
Give a little motivation, a little inspiration, a little support.
Trying to hit Philly.
Man, are they going to take Shedeur Sanders or Jalen Milroe? If I had to put my bottom dollar on it, they would take Jalen Milroe over Shedeur Sanders. But this is Shedeur Sanders' best opportunity to go first round, in my opinion, man. This is his best chance. Oh, you got the Rams that possibly could take him. The Rams possibly could take him. But that's about it, man. That's it. If Shedeur Sanders don't go to the Steelers, he's going to end up going second round. And this Jalen Milroe, I'm going to tell you right now.
What does that mean?
I don't mean nothing. He just means his feelings hurt. He want to be a first rounder. All right, clap it up. Shedeur Sanders, yes or no? Y'all let me know in the chat. Is this Shedeur Sanders? Is this the pick right here, baby? Chevy C954. Oh my freaking God. Hey, let me tell you one thing. The controlling, egotistical man that Deion Sanders is right now, he is fuming Yeah, you can't look at him and tell. This your baby. I trade my spot. I was the fifth pick of the draft, meaning Deion Sanders. I will switch that and go to the 10th so my baby boy can be drafted in the first round. You know what I mean? My heart hurt. I want my son to feel this.
Where you go at in the draft don't determine how you're going to perform.
It doesn't, but it means something as your status. The first round, your money. You're guaranteed a better chance, a better opportunity. You guaranteed money, more money. You know what I mean? They have more of an obligation to you when they draft you in the first round. You know what I mean? They can play with you. Like I said, I'm a 4th round. I'm scared to get cut every day. Coach threatening to cut me. You understand what I'm saying? But damn, Shedeur Sanders. Hey, like I say, all that talk before the draft is just talk and speculations. You know, you got to move the needle and create that mark and create that buzz. You know, it's a big day coming up. That's how it goes in the NFL, man. That's how it goes, man. Did I miss any super chat? Nah, man, I got to holler at my boy Brian M. Super chat. Philadelphia Eagles in the building. Where my Eagles at? Who we taking in this draft? Are we going to get a safety or are we going to get a tight end? I don't think we need no defensive tackles or no defensive linemen, right? I think we either going safety or tight end, Brian M. You know, shout out to my Eagle family in the building. Say, my man Asante, my only question I have is what team do you feel you have the most love for, Pats, Eagles, or Falcons? Baby, in this order, it's going to go Eagles, it's going to go Falcons, then it's going to go Patriots. You know what I mean? I'm a Eagles at heart. And yeah, I'm going to always have a little controversy. I'm that type of person, man. They talking about Shedeur Sanders. You draft me on the team, I know a little bit more than the coach. So I'm going to be challenging the coach. And that's kind of how my career went. But at the end of the day, when you do those things, you have to stand up and you have to basically answer in every situation. Because as soon as you mess up, as soon as something go bad, they coming for you. That was what I had to go through in life. You know what I mean? Shout out to Brian M. Super Chat in the building. But it's Eagles. It's Falcons. And then it's the Patriots, man. I don't know, man. Just me being young at the Patriots, it was the best place for me. Don't get it wrong. I needed the mentorship. I needed the older individuals around me to help me become a better man. But I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't my vibe. Wasn't my type of people. They didn't even have BET out there, man. I called the cable company. I'm like, I'm trying to find the BET channel. They're like, sorry, we don't have BET. I almost had a panic attack, boy. Shout out to Super Chat, man. Y'all keep the Super Chat coming. Appreciate y'all, man. The NFL draft is going down. What are these grades? Mike Tomlin working on that defense. You have a quarterback or you don't have a quarterback. Is Aaron Rodgers going to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Is Pickens going to be traded? DJ Metcalf, he isn't that explosive receiver.
Come on out you.
Right,
Come on about you.
right there. DJ Metcalf isn't that explosive receiver. I'm sorry. Yeah, he can run fast. He can run a 10-3 in the 4 and a 100-yard dash and things like that. But that sudden quickness to go right now and beat cornerbacks off the ball, ain't it. They need somebody at receiver that can get up and go right now. And George Pickens, I don't know. Trading him, he reminds me of Antonio Brown. He's probably like, we done dealt with Antonio Brown. You ain't even as good as Antonio Brown. How you think you gonna act like this? Boy, we getting you out of here. Quick, fast, in a hurry. That's why we brought DJ Metcalf. We're going to show you we're going to get you out here. And people don't catch on. They don't catch on. And they probably going to draft, if they don't draft a quarterback in the second round, probably going to be a receiver somewhere down the line. And it's going to be a fast, speedy receiver because they got DJ Metcalf already. You know what I mean? What up, Chad? How y'all doing? How you feeling, man? Is Shedeur Sanders going to be a first rounder now? Is Shedeur Sanders going to be a first rounder yet? Bro asking, no Sanders yet, man. No Sanders yet. Man, you know, everybody has humbling experiences in life that we have to go through. You know, in life, you can put yourself as high as you want, or you can put yourself as low as you want, or you could just stay right there. But when you go all the way up there, and you feel like you got all that going on, and then the time for the situation to transpire or to get drafted, and it ain't all about what you saying, it's about other people say, that up there can get you right here real quick. That's why I say, don't ever get too high, don't ever get too low. Just stay right here. And that was always my motto. That's why nobody can't fuck with me. I'm unfuckable with. Because I don't give a damn. I stay right here, baby. You can't say nothing about me that I already ain't said about myself. How you gonna mess with something like that? I tell the truth about myself. I'm telling the truth about me. You know what I mean? That's the only way I'm gonna learn. The only way I'm gonna learn to make myself better. That's why I'm unfuckable with. You know what I mean? They don't come. When I talk that shit, they know to shut up. Cause I go forever.
Oh, you got something to back up.
You got to be able to back it up now. Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst. Hey, that's the worst. You see your homies in the street or people in the streets in the neighborhood. They may be talking about they can fight. They may be talking about they fast. They can play football. Man, ninjas can't do nothing. Even when you get to the NFL, let me tell you a thing about the NFL. You make it to the NFL, everybody want to be from the goddamn hood for some reason. Everybody is trying to do things to portray and show that they come from the neighborhood. They know how to hustle. They used to sell little drugs. They know how to do this and that. Man, I'm gambling with these fools. I'm ripping. Me and my dog Easy Cheese taking all these fools don't have a clue how to gamble, how to play tonk, how to play dominoes, how to shoot dice. We selling these fools fake clothes, fake shoes, everything. They buying it by the boat. $6,000 for shoes coming straight from China. They don't know nothing, man. These boys don't know nothing in the league, man. Them boys don't really be from the hood. They be from the hood, but they be kept. They be superstar athletes their whole life. They don't never have to want for nothing. You know, I come from right there. No uncles, no big brothers, no daddies, just me and my bros. And we step outside, we got to figure it out because ain't nobody coming to save us. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody coming to help. Only person can call my mama. And my mama gonna call whoever she can call to help come figure some shit out. You know what I mean? So that's how that go. Last year, man, new head coach, Jim Harbaugh, man, took a surprising pick. He took offensive tackle. I think it was Joe Alt with that pick. He knows to build from the interior out. And guess what? They made it to the playoffs. He had, supposedly a good quarterback already. But what would they pick now? They need a receiver. This team needs speed at receiver. I'm so tired. They were Quentin Mitchell. Who else they got over there? They got so many people that is the same type of athletes. They had Williams before that. They need a different dynamic at receiver. Someone speedy, someone shifty, someone that could break loose and catch the ball, someone that can take the top off of a team. And is this the receiver from Minnesota? Is this a receiver from Texas? Or is it a tight end? Any tight ends left? Mason Taylor from LSU. Jason Taylor's son. What's up, chat? How y'all doing out there? Did I miss anything? Oh, yeah, I missed another chat. I missed one. Super chat. Appreciate the super chat. Do you think Shador can be elite? Your boy look like Exhibit, too. Exhibit!
Man, watch out. Whoever said that, watch out.
Hey, he come to trick my ride, pimp out my ride, you know what I mean? Do I think Shador can be elite? Honestly, man, it's kind of hard to say, but put anybody in the right situation and they can do some things, I don't know how well he can do. Like they saying, man, people ain't dumb, man. Honestly, who you are and how you act and how you present yourself is really what you're going to get. And people see, they could see the lining on the wall, what this can transpire to. And a lot of coaches, you got to understand first, they want to protect their job. For me, a lot of people are scared to let me in and let me be a part because of the truth that might, you know what I mean? They're just scared. They're just scared of the alphaness in me. And that's the same thing before they make this pick with Deion Sanders. You draft his son. Next thing you know, Deion Sanders end up being the head coach at your team.
Let's see.
All right, Amari Hampton. Okay, good pick. Next running back off the board. I forgot about Amari, and I was thinking about Travion Henderson. This is a good pick. One thing about Amari Hampton, man, he was just explosive, right? It seemed like he never get touched. He never. Let me find him. Yeah, it's like he.
That Dodge Ram I got.
Like one move and go.
Diesel, what?
It's like the hole is always open for him. So one move and go. He's very productive, man, at his years at North Carolina. Good pick for them. I think he's going to fit in well, definitely as Los Angeles Charger with Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh understands the physical nature of the NFL and what it needs to be physical, baby. Jim Harbaugh understands that. And he just, last year, like I said, first round, I think his name was Joe Alt, offensive tackle or offensive guard. He's working on that interior. Now the first round of this year, after making the playoffs, he's going to help Justin Herbert and add a running back to this game after getting rid of I forget the running back that left. But yes, this is young. He's a young guy. He's 200 plus pounds. He's fast. He's athletic. And all his runs is he hitting the hole and he's out of there. Amarian, man, I'm forgetting the name. Amarian, whatever his name is again. You know what I mean? But good pick. Green Bay on the board, baby. 2025 NFL draft. We are live. Next year, I'm going to be at the draft. You feel me? They need this energy at the draft. That's what they need. You know what I mean? They need some of this energy at the draft. It's getting a little hot in here. Y'all sipping up over there? Make sure y'all toast up. I can't be the only one tipsy. Y'all can't be listening to me tipsy and y'all over there sober. That ain't fun. That ain't right. I wake up tomorrow, y'all talking about me, how lit up I was. You know what I mean?
Somebody gonna get him.
Hey, y'all have I been delivering? Have I been standing up to say what needs to be said? I'm keeping it authentic. Y'all let me know now. I don't ever want to turn into one of the guys and turn into a company man. We're going to always keep it authentic and Mr. Pick Six style and keep this thing, say what needs to be said. Hey, man, my dog, we're going to do a morning show. We're going to talk about life and relationships and all type of stuff. You know what I mean? He real long with it. We can get it going. Y'all got to see us go at it. But y'all stay tuned. Me and my dog, we're going to put one together. You know what I mean? We're going to be going at it. And he just over here gonna be.
Let's just look at a difference of perspective. What if George Sanders brings publicity?
Oh boy, you hit me with one. You gotta change your name, NA, bro. But we'll get it right. This is a good one right here. This is a real good one right here. He says, son, I got one. Do you think Belichick will be good at UNC? Man, I really think, it's hard. It's so hard to see. And that's the thing. I see things totally different than people. Right? And my perspective of how I see it is Belichick was never a good coach. And that sounds crazy because he's won so much, right? You know what I mean? Yes, okay. The things he does good. He's good at organizing. He understands situation. The main thing he's good at is making sure you are disciplined, providing discipline on the team. He comes from a military background. That's the main thing he does. He provides discipline. But as far as him being a great coach, a leader to the men wanting to play for him, putting people in the right position to succeed. No, he thinks things has to be ran in the Army type fashion. Y'all don't hear right now at UNC, they talking about this is the 3rd NFL team, the 12th NFL team, whatever they're saying. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. The people want to have fun. They want to win. They want to be excited. They are saying they are tired of it. It's horrible. It's a horrible environment out there in UNC. So with all that being said, I don't know. I don't know how good Belichick is going to do. At the end of the day, I think he's another Shannon Sharp situation. I think he's doing that because of that young girl, that young 24-year-old girlfriend he has. He's like, if I can't be a coach in the NFL, I got to do something because I got to keep her busy. I got to, maybe she wants to be here and be around and stuff like that. So do I think Belichick is going to do good? I highly doubt it, man. He's stubborn, stuck in his ways, and he's not going to change. That's, older people don't change. That's why I say I'm unfuckable with, because when you show me that I'm wrong and I need to change, I need to fix something, it's done. Ain't nothing to argue about. Because guess what, I want to go up. I want to continue to go up. If I don't want to listen to nobody, I'm going to stay right here. So I'm going to continue to prove myself the rest of my life. My freaking 5-6-year-old daughter could come tell me something, and I understand that I'm wrong. I'm okay, baby. I heard, and let me fix it. It ain't nothing to argue about. Ain't no dictatorship. I don't know it all, and it's never going to be that way with me. Because I don't know how to be like that. And that's the problem with Belichick. So change your name, NA, so I can say your name, but shout out to NA Super Chat, man. Oh, man, keep it coming. God damn, NA. Hey, son, this is going to make front page. You saying Bill ain't a good coach. Bro, I've been saying it forever, bro. And it's proof. I've been proving it. What has he done without Tom Brady? I'm telling you, since I was drafted to the New England Patriots, every player that walked through that facility, I'm looking at him like, this is the NFL type players? Oh, the players I'm covering, I'm guarding every day. They are totally different than the players I'm playing with. And then I have to look at, how are we winning these games? We bringing in people that haven't played in 10 years from being a teacher. Just come throw them right in there and expect to win games. No other team could do that. You put Troy Brown, a wide receiver, at nickelback just because you want to, not because you need to, because I was healthy. You're doing that because you're stubborn, you're stuck in your ways, not to win the game. They didn't help us win the game. Don't believe that nonsense. That's what I'm saying. I was there. That didn't help us win the game. I'm telling you that for a fact. You know what I mean? That was all Brady. I'm telling coach, I'm healthy. Why are you not playing me? It's all about money. Trying to stop people from getting paid. That ain't player. That'll make somebody crash out. And I was damn near close to crashing out, boy. Like, you understand, you feel that lotto ticket is right there. And you got a human being, just one human being in your way stopping you from getting that lotto. I got a mama, sister, everybody I got to take care of. You think I'm going to let a man stop me from getting that? That ain't never been my character. That ain't never been my character.
It sounded like Belichick was excluded from the feeling part. Just this was all business. So what you had
exactly
going on at home and what you had going on in your personal life don't even matter when you come over here to the job. And most jobs are like that.
But guess what? I'm gonna talk to him just like
don't
I'm gonna talk to him
about your personal life.
I'm gonna talk to him just like he an employee though. Guess what? Belichick, I see you making $10 million this year. You just signed a new contract. I want to make my money the same way you want to make your money and take care of your family. Why you fucking with me and my money, bro? Why you messing with my money? I know you making that money. I want to take care of my family.
Well,
how you feel about that? That's exactly what I'm telling him.
I'm gonna go to the next step because look at the age, look his history.
Guess what he told me?
Look at him looking at all these young black NFL players getting all these $1 million contracts, and his salary wasn't that high.
Oh, we got 23rd pick of the draft. Oh, Mark Murphy, Hall of Famer. He's making an announcement, baby. You got to stand up. Man, Shedeur Sanders. Hey, I thought all this talk, man, I really thought it was just talk, and maybe someone is going to, they're using all this talk. Maybe they want to slip up to draft him and sneak up and make a pick, like how Jacksonville Jaguars just did in the Cleveland situation. But sometimes rumors are just rumors, and sometimes these rumors have a lot of truth in them. When you hear something a lot, when you hear something a lot, sometimes it's true. You know what I mean? And I wanted to do, all the things that Deion did at Colorado and the movement he made, the line, bringing all the attention. you know, it was good for the program and everything around it. But at the end of the day, was it good for Shedeur Sanders and the things you want to accomplish for him? And that's one thing I don't think Deion understands about the way he acts in his ego. He pushes all that flashiness and bravado and what he expects and how he see things to be. He pushes all that on everyone. And everyone doesn't want to be like that. If I was a young man coming into college and stuff like that, I would have been shy and I would have pushed back from that because I was never that flashy type of guy. You know what I mean? I didn't really want to be that. I was still that guy. I'm gonna be on the scene. You know, I'm still look like I'm flashy, but I'm shy. You know, I per se, like, you know what I mean? So you can't just put that on everybody. You know what I mean? That boy from oh man, I like this. Matthew Golden going to Green Bay Packers. He get to connect, team up with Jordan Love. I like this pick for they are celebrities. I like this pick right here. I was waiting on Matthew Golden to get selected. What's the other receiver they got over there at Green Bay? Y'all help me out in the chat. I can't think of Cater Boy Fresh. I mean Carter Boy Fresh. Keep saying Cater. It's great to see money never change you. Man, that was the most thing. The number one thing I refuse to do is change. When I seen ninjas change because of what they accomplished and how much money they got, that shit drove me crazy, bro. Like, you know, I love my people. I love where I'm from the heart. I don't care how nobody else feel. I love where I'm from. It really made me who I am. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could never change, man. And for no amount of money, I could never not be who I am, man. It's just hard. Like, I even tried acting before. I can't even act. I failed the acting class. I can't even act. I can't even do that shit. Shout out to Carter Boy Fresh, man. Y'all see y'all in super chat, man. Y'all keep it going, man. Having a good time. We got a couple more picks before we out of here. Y'all will catch me at the last bit of my tips in this, boy. I'm finna go home. Hey, y'all know we do with tips, boy. I'm finna go upstairs, boy, and lay it down. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, lay it down. Left leg back, right leg back, left leg back, right leg back. Take the remote, take the remote, take the remote. Is football your favorite sport? If not, what other sports do you follow? Well, hold on. Let me answer that correctly. Now, understand, coming up, I got to tell you the story. You got to understand. Coming up as a young boy, I wanted to be Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan. Basketball, me, my homeboy, Zay Butler, everybody that I hung with every day. We played basketball at Lakes Park every day. We didn't skip a beat. I didn't even go to school. I missed the bus, and I'm right there at the park. I'm at the park all the way to football practice. So with that being said, I love basketball with a passion. I just knew I was going to the NBA. I knew I was getting a basketball scholarship. So basketball was my favorite sport. But then I got into my senior year. I only had a football scholarship left. I had to quit the high school basketball team. Homeboy tried to paddle us. RP Coach Butch Ingram, he did a lot for me. But he tried to paddle us like back in the day. So I wasn't with that. I quit a lot. You know what I mean? I didn't understand not quitting. So I used to quit a lot. But that was me protecting, standing up for myself because I didn't have daddies and uncles. So I quit. And I quit because basketball wasn't taking me no further, and I already had a football scholarship. So that's when I let basketball go and I became a full-time football player. But yes, football now is my favorite sport, but basketball was always my favorite sport. I'd rather watch football than basketball. I'd rather play basketball than play football. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? That makes sense to y'all in the chat? Shout out to the chat. I love my chat, man. I love my audience, man. Appreciate y'all, man, riding out with your boy, man. The first time doing the NFL draft, man, having fun. This is my first time being on motherfucking live. Motherfucking 3 hours, boy. Hey, I'm having fun, too. I gotta do this more often. I love to talk, man. I love to talk. I used to just talk in confidence with my teammates and, you know, around the facilities and stuff like that. I ain't used to do it out in the open, man, but they'll tell you. You ask any of my teammates, they're going to tell you, boy, you better not play with Zunt. Boy, Shannon learned the hard way playing with Zunt, boy.
Right?
Shannon Shaw, Mr. Old Aunt Shannon Shaw.
Granddaddy Unc. You called him that Granddaddy Unc.
Granddaddy Unc at STF. Y'all know about STF? Let me know if y'all know what STF. Let me see if y'all been following. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all type in the chat right now. I'm gonna put y'all on here. What is STF? Who can answer what is STF and why is Uncle Shannon? How did he get that STF? Uncle Shannon Sharp got STF. And that's a good thing. That's why they need Shannon Sharp. That's what I was meant to say a long time ago. They need Shannon Sharp at an NFL draft. They need to put him on the board. What not to do. Leave these little scallywags paying $25,000 per cheek alone. Go find you a family, a wife, a girlfriend, and chill the goddamn out.
Everything that happened to him is just on the larger scale. Women set up dudes all the time at the lower level.
Yeah. He's getting tricked off the streets. STF, baby. What does STF stand for? I ain't seen nobody in the chat. Y'all gonna make me spread it. Y'all gonna make me go ahead and tell it what does STF stands for before they make the pick. STF stands for sexually transmitted feelings.
How you get that? Oh, wow.
More interior players, boy. All right. More interior players. Wow. And they need him to help protect J.J. McCarthy, man. Wow. I wonder how good J.J. McCarthy is going to do this season, man, after Sam Darnold going crazy and J.J. McCarthy not having the opportunity. You know what I mean? But, yeah, STF, sexually transmitted feelings, baby. Don't get caught with it. You get caught having STF, you in some trouble, like Aunt Shannon Sharp is right now. Don't get caught with that STF, baby. You do not want that. Yes, sir. JJ is a baller. JJ McCarthy. Got to protect him, though. Got to protect him and build a good foundation around him, man. That's the thing you want to do when you making these top draft picks. You want to make sure you have enough help around them so they have enough to succeed. Other than that, man, you put them out there to fail. New York Giants back at number 1. Okay, this should do it right here, baby. This should do it. In the chat, should do it. 25th pick. This either Shador, Jalen, or Jackson Dart. God, dog. God, dog. Dang. Chat. Which one is this going to be? This is going to be a quarterback right here. They have to get a quarterback. Who this gonna be, chat? Is this gonna be Shador? Is it going to be Jackson Dart? Is it going to be Jalen Milroe? How often are you going to do shows? And what is the beef with you and Dion? All right, man. Understand first, everybody understand there is no beef with Dion. First of all, Dion gets his feelings when people say things that he don't. Whatever, you know what I mean? All I was doing making comparisons, talking about how crazy the Hall of Fame is and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Now, you got to understand and read between the lines. Don't get caught up in the flashiness and the big names and following and stuff like that. I didn't start this. He started that. When he came out and said on NFL Network, what idiot does this? And he was representing the T-break or the T-step. That you're talking to me. I've been promoting the T-step forever. No one promoting T-step like me. You know what you're doing. He know what he's doing. Hey, so I give him that energy right back, baby. That's one thing about me. I ain't gonna back away from no energy. You want to give some energy, I can give it right back. That's how I go. You don't know who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? And that's Dion, man. When I was picking the ball off and doing my thing, you go find out and see how many things he had good to say about your boy, Mr. Pick Six, when he was on NFL Network. I got 50 plus interceptions in the regular season, 7, 8, 10 more to go in the playoffs. You go find out how many times he had good things to say. When you go see when other people got interceptions, what he had and how much praise he gave them. It had nothing to do with me. Like I say, I keep it copacetic. Everybody loved Deion. Remember, I come out the womb. Everybody loved Deion. You know what I mean? What they gonna do with this pick, though, man? One thing I do agree with Deion is his son, man. I think his son is a dog. I think his son can play pretty good. But I think, too, the accuracy gets a little manipulated by him being the most accurate quarterback in the draft, by him throwing a lot of screens and passes behind the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? So, do I think he should be the second pick of the draft, second quarterback taken? I don't know. It's a tough one. Shedeur Sanders. What we gonna do, man? New York Jets, New York Giants, 25th pick. God, dog. This one is crazy, y'all. I didn't realize they had 2 picks. Is he smiling? You gotta smile, man, through the pain and through everything that be going on. You gotta smile. You gotta maintain your composure. You can't let nobody see you hurting. Yeah, that's the confidence you gotta have. The pick is in. Damn. Why do I feel like the Giants do need a running back? Who they got? TJ? The Giants need a running back. You can always work on the interior. Brian Daboll, if y'all didn't know, he was the offensive coordinator. I worked on the offensive side of the ball when I was at New England Patriots, so he was one of those coaches, and he understands me, he knows me, and we used to go at it head to head, another situation. I got people all spread it all across the league, coaches, players, everywhere. At least one team is somebody on the team that either play with me or coach with me. And they say, give me your top 10 cornerbacks, baby. You keeping them super chats coming. Y'all keep them super chats coming, baby. While we pouring up. Hey, y'all, one thing me tell y'all. Listen, it's a good thing I drink wine now, right? Because if this would have been that Casamigos, that Reposado Casamigo, oh, man. Boy, we'd have been too loose in here. We would have had to go to the club, boy. We'd have had to turn up. And my dog Zay. Top 10 cornerbacks from my era. You can't just make me shout that out real quick. Like, I got to think about that, you know what I mean? I don't want to just put names to a ranking without thinking about it, and especially I'm on this red wine, you know what I mean? Hey, I don't throw them back like I used to. So give me a little opportunity, you know what I mean? And hey, what they do, baby? Carter Boy Fresh. Rick, what did Rick say?
What Rick say?
That nigga bothered it.
I know that right.
Oh, they traded the pick? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
They selected Jackson Dart. Hey man, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. That's the evaluations in the NFL. They decided that Jackson Dart is better. You know?
What's the name? Rick say Deion a hater anyway.
Yeah, man. Deion been on that bullshit. Jackson Dart, man. Ole Miss. You know, one thing about Jackson Dart, me studying and evaluating him, he's going to run the offense like it needs to be ran. He's going to get the ball out quick. He's going to maintain the offense. He's going to run it at a good pace. He's not going to hold the ball, take unnecessary sacks. He's going to find open man and let the ball go. Look, right here. Boom. Letting it go. The thing about Shedeur, yes, you know, he holds the ball and tries to recreate situations, and when you should just let the ball go. And it's a time most of the time you want the offense to be a timing offense. And if you can't run the offense on timing offense, that's going to become a problem. And that may have been the issue with Shedeur Sanders. That holding the ball situation, then having to argue with him because he think he knows he's right and things like that. People may not want to go through that. But look at these comparisons. Look at these comparisons. You got Shedeur Sanders and Jackson Dart, baby.
Dart.
Ain't too much of a difference. In the offense, passing yards, interceptions, touchdowns, you know, you can't really decipher the difference. It's like what you're willing to deal with and what you're not willing to deal with if you pick out of these two quarterbacks. And Jackson Dart made everybody feel more comfortable. And that's what it's about, man. At the end of the day, whoever gains the edge will win the pick. You know what I mean? And shout out to Jackson Dart, man. He became a New York Giant. New York Giants continue to select quarterbacks. They tried to move up last year and select the quarterback. At the end of the day, damn it, somebody got to coach these quarterbacks to play right. And Brian Daboll, the time is running out. You got 3 quarterbacks on the roster, Brian Daboll. You got Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, and now Jason Dart. God damn it, you better fucking do something. Freaking do something. Shit. All right, this is your last year. It's your last opportunity. You better do something with that team, man. And I love Brian Daboll. That's my boy, man. But hey, that's how it goes. You're a head coach, man. He got to do something, man. And yeah, man. I wish Brian Daboll all the luck, all the best in the world. That's one of my guys. Don't misunderstand that. Brian Daboll is one of my guys. Everybody at New England Patriots is my peoples, except for, you know, the person I had the issue with. Everybody else, they love me. You know, they tell me how much they appreciate me and all that good stuff. We're just going to call you BM. BM in the building, son. Is Brian Dawkins the top 5 safety? You goddamn right. Don't you ever disrespect Brian Dawkins like that. But here's the kicker, man. People don't understand. Listen, BM, listen to me good, right? I need you to, because you Philly boy. BM, you ever heard of 30 for 30? That means 30 sacks and 30 interceptions. Brian Dawkins don't have 30 sacks and 30 interceptions at safety. There's only 2 people. And one of the people I'm about to name was the first person to do it. Ray Lewis, who's a Hall of Famer, and Rodney Harrison, who they haven't let in the Hall of Fame. And Rodney Harrison was the first one to go 30 for 30. With all that being said, Rodney Harrison is ranked up there also. So yeah, Ed Reed is definitely a top 5 safety. You know, it goes something like this. You got the Ed Reed, you got the Brian Dawkins, you got the Rodney Harrison, you got the throwback Atwater. You know what I mean? So shout out to Brian M. Who we got? James Pierce. They got 2 linebackers. Yeah, I think they just got rid of the white linebacker they had. I think his name Javon White. Is it Javon White? Yeah, they just got rid of him. But Brian M, yeah, man, definitely. Brian Dawkins is a top 5 safety, and he has incredible talent. Him and Rodney Harrison, I'm talking about athletic, can hit, can cover. I mean, can do all these things, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. NA, man. NA, we vibing tonight, NA, baby. NA, when you gonna NA, I'm finna get me a hotline and we gonna call in and we gonna chop it up. We gonna keep this thing going. I meant to bring in a hotline. It say, NA, I gotta call you NA, bro. NA said, isn't Shedeur holding the ball to wait for receivers to get open? And remember, he had no run game. The offense was just okay. No O-line or defense. So the first part of the question, is he holding the ball to wait for receivers to get open? And the answer to that is no. You throw receivers open. You have to throw the ball on time to beat a defense. So when you're holding the ball, you know, the offensive line, the running backs, everybody that's blocking, protecting, they can't hold these blocks for so long while he's holding the ball, and we're expecting the ball supposed to be passed by now. So when you're holding the ball, it just creates a bunch of confusion. And if y'all don't notice or realize that the offensive coordinator that Colorado had last season, which was Tim Lewis, he was making Shedeur Sanders throw the ball on time. And I guess Shedeur Sanders had a problem with that, and he went and complained to his dad, and that's when they got rid of Shedeur Sanders. I mean, got rid of Tim Lewis, and then they hired this new Pat Schumer guy who talked bad about the quarterback that he just coached. That go figure. You know what I mean? And then Pat Schumer let him run around and escape and do whatever he wants to do, just for all that, just to hurt in the long run. And that's to get to the NFL. He should have been teaching them just what Tim Lewis teaching them. We need to get the ball off fast, run this. They used to run a hurry-up offense and get the ball out fast and on timing. But then when Pat Shermer came, he allowed him. I think Shedeur made a quote, man, he's saying about, yeah, this offense with Tim Lewis, he wants me to throw the ball to spots and on time. This offense with Pat Shermer allows me to create and stuff like that. Only person to blame for this one, but this situation is Deion Sanders. This is totally a Deion Sanders situation right here. This is a misjudgment by Deion Sanders by getting rid of Tim Lewis and bringing in Pat Shermer. Yeah, the stats may say that he got a little better when he got here, but in all reality, getting the ball out and throwing the ball on time is what everybody wanted to see, and that probably would have made everything better. You know what I mean? So I hope that answered the question for you, NA. You know what I mean? And we coming out to the draft, to the last moments of this NFL draft. We are at pick number 27, Baltimore Ravens. Will the Baltimore Ravens make a trade for Jalen Ramsey? That'd be a good pick. They need a Jalen Ramsey. They could use a good safety to go along with number 14, or will the Philadelphia Eagles? Who will the Baltimore Ravens select with this pick? Who's still available? And you got some receivers available. You got the running back. They don't need a running. Well, they could use a good changeup from Travion Henderson out of Ohio State. You got tight end Mason Taylor available. Got a few players available. Shout out to the chat, man. Say what needs to be said. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all let me know where y'all tuning in from. Y'all let me know if y'all think Shedeur Sanders is going to make it into this first round, man. Hey, man, same thing happened to Lamar Jackson, if y'all don't remember. Lamar Jackson, I don't think he got selected to the 32nd pick, and it was a brother, a GM, Ozzie Newton, that drafted him, man. And how did that turn out? A real awesome quarterback. He hasn't made it to the Super Bowl, but he's an awesome quarterback. So I think everybody's happy with that pick, man. So like Baba said, no matter where you go, where you get picked at, it's what you do when you get there. You feel me? It's what you do when you get there. You gotta show out. It ain't about when you get there. It's about how long you stay there. You know what I mean? How long you gonna stay there? Yeah, and that's gonna determine how long you stay there. What you do while you're there.
And what's the goal?
What's the goal?
To get to the NFL.
Be a Pro Bowler, all pro, throw for a crazy amount of numbers, you know what I mean? Lead your team, you know what I mean? All type of stuff. Me, when I got into the NFL, I didn't even realize about the Hall of Fame. You know, you don't think that big. You're just thinking about the first steps. And for me, it's making the team, becoming a starter, then getting recognized, then Pro Bowl, and, you know, all that stuff. So it's different steps for everybody else. But ultimately, the goal is to be a baller. You know what I mean? So Uncommon Sense, this is gonna be the new nightcap. Oh, tell Ocho come over. Mama Chris raised you right. You won't do the same dumb shit and jeopardize that. You know that, right? Oh boy, on Mama Chris grave, boy, I could not embarrass Mama Chris like that, man. That's all I've been thinking. When I was in the NFL, all I ever thought about was popping up on the screen, embarrassing my mama. I swear, that's all I ever thought about. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't perfect now. I'm not perfect. You know, we all make mistakes and stuff like that. But it was in the back of my mind. It's always on my conscience. If you ever do something wrong, you're gonna pop up on TV and your mama gonna have a heart attack. So that's how I stayed out of trouble. You know what I mean? You gotta have something over you that makes you feel keep you scared. You know what I mean? And yeah, Mama Chris, shout out to Uncommon Sense. They know the truth, man. They know. Mama Chris, man, she showed that love. She gave a love that is ungivable. You know what I mean? And that's what I was a part of, man. I was loved in a way that is unexplainable. If that makes enough sense to y'all, you know what I mean? So with this 27th pick, the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, Malachi Starks. They got a safety, baby. Malachi Starks, University of Georgia. I like him. I don't know if I would have picked him or the safety from South Carolina, Iman, whatever his name is. I like him. Other one's pretty fast. This one has more. Malachi has more instincts and more range, right? He's more of a sure tackler, things like that. I like this pick. Pretty sure pick. He could team up with the other safety they have over there, Ravens. What's his name? Holmes, number 14. I can't think of his name. But yeah, like I say, Malachi is very instinctive and knows how to find the ball. Good play. I like this pick. And they say Travis Hunter needs to gain some weight. He cannot guard a tight end at that size. Thoughts? Yeah. Cornerbacks is always going to be the smallest position on the field. We don't really have to guard tight ends. And guarding somebody is not the problem when you play cornerback. It's about how you tackle them. And that's what the main issue is. And I'm glad you brought it up because that's my concern too. It's not that he needs to gain weight, but I look at his lower body limbs and how big or small they are. Will he be able to
stand all that pressure?
Withstand all those tackles and big old hogs falling on you as a receiver? As a cornerback, is different. You can stay away from tackles and don't have to be in the pile. But at receiver, you're getting tackled every play. Your legs getting tangled up. You're getting twisted up. You have to have that body, to protect the bones and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So shout out to NA, man, with the good questions, man. Everybody coming through with the good questions. And Baltimore Ravens, who y'all think gonna win the Super Bowl this year? Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl last season. Who is going to win the Super Bowl this season? Will the Kansas City Chiefs make it back to the Super Bowl? Who would the Kansas City Chiefs pick
crazy odd
to help?
When we win, I'm gonna just place a crazy odd bet that we go to the Super Bowl every year, and I can lose 10 times, but at one time I hit. At one time. And all you got hit one time. You bet in the beginning of the year. I'm telling you. And Dolphins go to the Super Bowl every year.
Just one time. He ain't gonna never win.
Go by.
He still gonna hit. He still got confidence. Boy, this is the year. Man, how do y'all feel about the Shedeur Sanders situation, man? I want to know how y'all feel, bro.
Well, how many more you got? About 5 or 6?
You got about 5 more picks. Y'all let me know, man. Do y'all think this is a blackball situation? Do you feel he's worthy of a first-round pick? Or do you think this is exactly how it needs to be? And yeah, everything else is just overrated. What do y'all feel about this Shedeur Sanders situation, man? How do y'all feel? Please talk to me. He say Eagles 2-peat. Who going back to the Super Bowl? Ravens this year. Hey, man, everybody always think the Ravens. And last season, Lamar Jackson looked like he was going to lead the Ravens to the playoffs in the Super Bowl, but fell short, man. It's hard. The one thing about in the NFL, in order to make it to the playoffs, you have to. It's imperative you play good in December and January. If you're not clicking on all cylinders in December and January, that shit ain't going to transpire into the playoffs. That's how I go. And that was the formula we always abided by when I played for the New England Patriots. We always made sure and concentrated on playing our best football in December and January. And also it got cold, so it gave us the advantage over other people that was coming in town. You know what I mean? Hey, they say this about to be the new nightcap. Tell Ocho to come on over. We got Got a seat over here for him. Hey, Uncle sit right in the middle. It's about to be the new nightcap. We vibing out, baby. We having a good time, baby. Hey, I just hope, man, we wake up tomorrow and y'all be like, boy, I had a good time. Boy, I was sipping on a little drink with old Mr. Pick Six and we were vibing out. And yeah. Malik starts, baby. I like that pick. Malik starts. Who we got next? Who picking next? Got Detroit, got Washington, Buffalo, Kansas City, and Philly. And it's a wrap, baby. Who the Detroit Lions will pick? They was just trying to trade the cornerback, their wide receiver, Michi. Yeah, man, let's see what these Detroit Lions got going on the 28th pick. They got the best 1-2 tandem at running back, man. I love Jabari Gibbs. In Montgomery. I don't know if Montgomery's still there, but Jabari Gibbs is awesome. The one thing I don't like about the Lions, any Lion fans in the chat, y'all talk to me. I'm not a fan of Jared Goff. He is not a winner. He can win games, but he can't win championships. Until you get rid of Jared Goff, don't expect no Super Bowls no time soon.
It took Andy Reid a minute.
Tyreek Williams. Boy, how many defensive tackles and offensive, how many interior players were selected this round? Only thing I could think of, let's think about all the skill positions. You got Cam Ward, you got Travis Hunter, you got Mika Ibaka, you got Matt Golden, you got 2 tight ends. You got 2, that's 7. That's 7. Is the tight end interior? I'm going to put the tight end in skilled people. That's 7 skilled position, and the rest defense, the interior. Like I said, this is the craziest draft ever. Most unselling draft. I don't see too many all-pros coming out of this draft right now. I'm telling you, I don't see too many all-pros coming out of this draft. It's going to be real hard for some of these to make some all-pros out of this draft. You know what I mean? It's going to be very, very hard to make some all-pros.
You got to be Zach Thomas.
And they coming through say, bro, this show going to be big. Yes, sir. Hey, in the beginning, like I say, man, I was new to this, man. So and one thing about me, I'm the person that I just get up there and do it. I don't care how it turns out. I ain't embarrassing nothing. So I was just doing it at first. I ain't had no volume. I ain't had the right sound. I was ghetto and crazy as mess. But hey, we here now, baby. We getting better and better. Hey, bro, this show going to be big. You actually answer the chats. Keep being personable, and it will take off quickly. Other channels don't do that. Yes, sir. That's how I like to be. I like to be personable and transparent, man. I love to talk to people. I talk all day. As long as you talk back, just don't have me talking mute. I love to talk shit. Like I say, I love to learn at the end of the day. I'm not always right. If you show me I'm wrong, I'm gonna be the first one to admit, you was right, bro. I was wrong. I know something now. I love that shit. That's why I talk all day. And the people that feel they can't talk to me is because they want to be right. They can't accept being wrong. So if somebody say you hard to talk to, it's probably because they want to project the energy they want to project on you and make you feel that they right. And you know what I mean? And that's how that shit go, man. But it's all good. But yeah, man, I talk. I like to talk that shit, man. We have fun. Cater Boy Fresh. What's the hardest part of playing in the NFL? Man, that is a super great question. What is the hardest part of playing in the NFL? One more guess. One more guess. He say training. Nope. Come on, man. Y'all guess in the chat. What is the hardest part of playing in the NFL?
Concentrate.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good question. Time management. That is the hardest part of playing in the NFL. Time management. Think about it. You just get in the NFL, you're young, and guess what? you got more money than you ever had in your life. And you want more things. You want to buy more things than you ever wanted to buy in your life. And that takes time. And everything takes time. The family, booking flights, doing things. And it's just everything will try to become more important than what actually makes the money. So time management was the hardest part. And then preparing for your job and then making sure you go out there and do your job at the best, at the top, So time management is one of the hardest things to deal with being in NFL. Who your cousin is, man? Who your cousin play for the Lions? We got who out there at the Lions now? We got DJ. What's the cornerback? I just talked to him the other day. DJ that went from New York Jets playing on the other side of Sauce Gardner. He's out there now. Who your cousin is? Put it in the chat. Let us know who your cousin is. What do you say about Jared Goff, man? Jared Goff folds under pressure. That playoff game against Washington, he choked. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't understand why they traded Matthew Stafford and got Jared Goff. Like, Jared Goff is horrible. He's definitely going to choke every time. He doesn't have the winning bones in his body. Like I say, winning games is just anything. Like, him and Dan Marino could win a lot of games. Right? Him and Dan Marino, they just win games. They just... Let me stop messing with these Dolphin fans over here, man. Hey, you say Dan Marino in public. You talk about Dan Marino bad in public like that, boy. People be fire hot, boy. And guess what I do? I sit right there and debate with him how many championships he won. Then guess what they're going to say after that? That's what I like about when I debate with somebody. I make everybody veer away from the facts and they just go to making an opinion. Making excuses. How many Super Bowls? He didn't have no receivers. He didn't do this and that. Now we got to talk about excuses now, right? How many quarterbacks have undefeated season? Not many. What does that mean?
Broke records. You got a record.
What record is that?
Undefeated in the season. You'll never,
That's a record?
Yeah, because there was
Tom Brady went undefeated in the season.
Not that many games.
Tom Brady went undefeated in the season.
He did it in more games or less games than Dan Marino did.
So he did it in more games. That's better. Dog, this is gonna be a tragedy. This is gonna be a tragedy. This is gonna be a tragedy if Shedeur Sanders don't get drafted in the first round. I mean, he's gonna get drafted, but the expectations and the thoughts. You got to see the little brother on. Like, I be wanting to cuss the little brother out. He just be talking and thinking he like, bro, just shut up. You don't even understand. You part of the problem. Deion Sanders Jr. Like, bro, shut up. He got dudes explaining themselves to him on Twitter like, yo, bro, shut up. Like, bro, go do your little well-off media and just shut up. Like, trying to step your way and try to, like, hey, stay out the way, bro. Like, y'all making the junk worse. Like, y'all make people feel scared to deal with y'all because you talk too much. You know what I mean? Like, just shut up. Y'all part of the problem. But man, hey, one thing about it though, they got their family stick together. They together, they on one accord, and you love that. But I'm just talking about this Shedeur Sanders situation. Yeah, shut up, bro. They don't know how to shut up. But yeah, man, it's gonna be real tragic, man, if he don't go first round, man. I know everybody's expecting him to go first round. I was expecting Jalen Milroe or Shedeur Sanders to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now the Buffalo Bills, they need help. They're gonna get the safety from South Carolina. They have to. They need help at the back end, man. They need some help at stopping the pass, right? They was down bad. Josh Allen has to win a Super Bowl. Josh McDermott, one of my ex-coaches. I love him to death, you know what I mean? But we just giving critiques, you know what I mean? So He has to hurry up and win a Super Bowl. If he don't win the Super Bowl in this season, I said last season, he has to turn over the keys, man, and let somebody else command that ship of Josh Allen. Josh Allen has to win a Super Bowl. He's the type of player that has to win a Super Bowl. And if he doesn't win a Super Bowl, it's not his fault. Yes, he tries to be Super Bowl man sometimes, but hey, man, it's time for Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, man, to win a Super Bowl. What this pick right here, what would they do? Will Johnson. He isn't off the board yet. Am I right? Will Johnson hasn't been drafted, right? The first corner taken off the board was Jahdae Barron. Right? No Will Smith yet, right? No Will Smith. Talk to me in the chat. Yeah, a little humility, man, sometimes. And then, I mean, honestly, man, you start looking back and you start thinking about who should I blame? Why did I act like that? Hey, Pops, they starting to blame, they said they didn't draft me because the way I act. I'm acting the way I act because you taught me how to act. I didn't know I could be humble. You start pointing the finger and this and that. But, when you strong and you have a strong family, you stick together, you don't worry about that. But that's typically how things go. When things don't go right, you start pointing the finger left and right. You know what I mean? I'm over here showboating, acting like I got it all going on and this and that, and I'm about to be a second rounder. And yeah, man, I wish you could do all these things all over again. But hey, at the end of the day, man, you got to enjoy yourself and have fun in life and whatnot. But yeah, man, I don't know who the humility should go to. Should it go to the kid or the parents, in this situation? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, just getting drafted. You understand? Just getting drafted is a blessing. See your name come across that screen is a blessing. So we just having fun criticizing and commentating and moderating and things like that. But at the end of the day, what we saying, we don't have no effect. We just having fun amongst ourselves. At the end of the day, you go first, second, third, fourth. It don't matter. It don't matter. Like you say, ain't about when you get there. It's about
what you do when you get there.
What you do when you get there and how long you stay there. God damn it. And then, you know what I mean? All the money is made after you get there. You know what I mean? So shout out to NA back with it. Say, if women did not come with success, do you think most men would still want to be successful? If women didn't come with success, do you think most men would still want to be successful? Yeah, I understand your question, but if women didn't come with success, or if we say money didn't come with success, let me read that again. If women didn't come with success, do you think most men would still want to be successful? But yeah, I think at the end of the day, a man is a man, right? A man is the most dominant human being, right? And a man is supposed to be, strong, an alpha male, and things like that. So at the end of the day, a male wants to accomplish the greatest in life. So yes, male is going to always want to be successful and want to pioneer situations and be a leader. You know what I mean? So yeah, it doesn't matter. Women just so happen to be in the world, and women make men happy, but men won't always want to be successful, baby. Yes, men are one of a kind, man. We are the providers. We love to go get it. We love to compete. We love it all, man. So yeah, men will always want to be successful despite a woman. Who is that? Maxwell Harrison. Oh man, this is another cornerback. They keep drafting cornerbacks, and I only thing this cornerback got going for him that I seen, now he could develop. Now, hey, Sean McDermott, if you need me to come to Buffalo and teach the techniques and help these cornerbacks out, I definitely will, and I definitely don't have no problem helping you do that. But listen here, man, this guy, only thing I seen with him was speed. You can't just concentrate on speed at cornerback. You need a cornerback with instincts. You need a cornerback that can transition in and out of breaks smoothly. You need someone that can press. You need someone that can make plays. I don't see that in this player. Yes, he can be a solid player. Yes, he can be fast. Yes, he can have a lot of notoriety. And 89 tackles in his career. They ain't talking about nothing else. Where are the pass breakups? Where are the interceptions? You know what I mean? Are we just drafting right now because we think this is the best player available? I don't like this pick right here. I don't like this pick. Buffalo, we're going. Sean McDermott. I don't like this pick right here. I think we could have got him in the second round. I don't like this pick. Anybody know who this is? Maxwell Harston? He's a fast guy. Doesn't really show too much on film, but he's very fast. This Buffalo Bills secondary was in shambles. Their defense in the backfield is horrible. So they needed to do something, but you can't get desperate and pick a player that isn't going to contribute. Who did they draft a couple of years ago? Elam, the other cornerback out of University of Florida. There you go, playing a little defense. Eagles traded up. Don't lie to me now. Don't lie to me. I ain't seen nothing. Why is Will Johnson still on the board? God, dog, your question is good as mine. Maybe because it was, these prospects and these players have to do evaluation in the physical and things like that. Will Johnson didn't play all of the games last season, and I think he only played like 6 games. And had to end up sitting out the rest of the games, concentrating on the NFL draft. So I'm thinking it may have something to do with the injury and him being medically evaluated, and some questions about his medical history. I don't understand why Will Johnson is still on the board, but like I said, this is one of the most unsettling drafts that we ever been a part of. We don't know who gonna go where and what is going to be what. Everybody knew 100 times out of 100 times that Travis Hunter was going to the Cleveland Browns. And Jacksonville traded up to get that pick. Unbelievable. Trade. Somebody, my dog was right. Who that? My dog was right. Say he made a trade. Received 31st. So they moved up 1 pick. Is this to get the safety? They're getting the safety from South Carolina. Who they getting? Or the tight end? Tight end Mason Taylor. Tight end Mason Taylor or the safety from South Carolina. That's my 2 guesses right there. What y'all think? I can't believe maybe Will Johnson. I forget about Will Johnson. Right, let me throw Will Johnson. Will Johnson. Yeah. If they're going to trade up, they trading up to get Will Johnson because Kansas City probably going to get Will Johnson. That's the only thing I could think of. What do y'all think? What was that trade up for? Who they taking, man? Who they taking? It say, true. Even Eli Apple was fast. Fast corners always get drafted, and toasted in the league. 100%. You could be fast as you want, but if you don't have no goddamn technique, what the good is that speed? If I teach you to be fast right now, if I teach him how to go run track, I teach him how to run track, get his muscles running, and he's going to run a 4.2, how can I put him on the football field and just say, go be a corner and be good? And you don't got no technique. That's the freaking problem. And ultimately, the problem boils down to no one understands how to teach technique no more. It's a lot of coaches. Cornerback is that one position that you have to understand how to teach this position in order to get a lot of production out of it. Yeah, it's a lot of athletes out there, but if you don't understand a 3-step, 5-step game, eye recognition, keeping the leverage, you know what I mean? When to break on the ball, when not to break on the ball. it's going to be a lack of production out there. You know, in the NFL and football, it's a game of inches. And if you don't be there in the split second, you'll miss that ball by inches. That's how I go in the NFL, you know? But who they going with this 31st pick in the NFL draft? We got 31. You got one more pick. I hope safety, you know? How fast was Eli Apple coming out in college, Ohio State? We got one more pick, man. We almost been on here 4 hours, having a good time vibing out, baby.
Don't look, it ain't looking so good
for the Dolphins.
For the kids. Oh, the Dolphins looking great. It ain't looking so good for the Shador.
What about the Dolphins?
Dolphins is fantastic. We're gonna pick up some defense. We need us a quarterback.
Y'all definitely getting rid of Tua Tagovailoa after this season. This is the last season with Tua Tagovailoa. And if y'all don't remember, one of my segments went viral. Some of my segments went viral last year. I talked about Tua Tagovailoa. I said last season or the year before, season before that season where he threw for all them yards, that was going to be the best season he ever had. And 100% that's going to be the best season he ever had. He's never going to accomplish what he accomplished that year. And yeah, that was it for Tua. Tua, that was the best he can possibly be in any given situation and even circumstances.
Some people cap out.
But not that early. You can't be that your greatest in your third year. Like, what the fuck is that? The fuck is that? Who we got here, baby?
Billy.
Who we got here? Super chat, baby. Eli ran 4-4. 4-4 flat, yeah. 4-4 flat. That was pretty fast. Hey, can y'all guess what I ran? Y'all guess what I ran in the combine in my 40 without looking it up. Y'all try to guess real quick. Let me know in the chat what y'all think I ran in the 40. Remember, I went 4th round, 121st pick, but 120th pick. And guess what? The New England Patriots moved up 2 slots to pick me. They went for like 124 to like 120, something like that. Y'all guess in the super chat, what did I run in the 40?
4-4.
Y'all see that jersey? Samuel?
4-4.
Samuel right there. Bam. Hey, that's a legendary college. Boy, nothing but dogs
4-5
in college, you feel me? Nothing but dogs, you feel me? If you were soft, you couldn't survive at the University of Central Florida with all us Florida boys patronizing and talking that shit to you, boy. Hey. Jahad Campbell. All right, yeah. Jahad Campbell. That's the linebacker I was looking for. Hey, how we know what he doing? He know what teams to drive from. He know the drive from the South, and he know the drive from Georgia and Alabama. These 2 teams, they recruit nothing but them dogs out of Georgia and the country back roads of Georgia and Florida, boy, and Alabama. That's where they eat nothing but ham hogs and cows and nothing but you know, nothing but them dogs. Good pick, Howie. Good pick, Howie. A+. I mean, an A for Howie. Solid A, baby. Good pick, Howie, baby. Nice one. I like it. I thought you was going to go safety or maybe even corner. I thought you would maybe even go Will Johnson. But somebody was going to draft.
Super Bowl team, boy.
That boy's so happy. Let's go. I see 4-7. I see 4-4. Did I run 4-2-6? Did I run a 4-5-3? Maybe close. 4-5, 4-5. Sis say 3-8. God damn, sis got me fast as hell. All right, here you go. All right, this is what I ran, right? This is what I ran. Now, you got to understand, you got your pro day, and then you got the combine, right? So at my pro day, boom. At the pro day, what I run? Blazing. I'm running 4.47, 4.49. That's the hand time. At the combine, they got me down for 4.52 and 4.51. If I would have ran a 4.4 at the combine, I'd easily went 2nd round. My signing bonus, y'all guess my signing bonus? I went 4th round. I'm going to go use the bathroom, and I'm going to come right back. But y'all got to guess my signing bonus. I was the 4th round, and I was the 120th pick. So it's first couple picks in the 4th round. Y'all let me know what y'all think my signing bonus was being the 4th round. I'm gonna tell you what my signing bonus was and what it would have been if I'd have went 2nd round. Think about it. My signing bonus as a 4th round pick in 2003, baby.
I think about it, you wasn't that fast.
Nah.
You got train speed.
Oh, I gotta show my dog too. You know what I mean? Shout out to my dog, Rob.
Yeah. Some people got natural speed, some people got train speed. You know what I'm saying? I think you got faster when you went in the league. All that training and shit, that's what made you faster. You got all that speed. But I like me over anybody my size. I like my speed. If you my weight, well, I love me for the money. Only for the money. If you 6'2", anything over 220, 230, boy, I love me in the 40 right there. I love me. I done gave Lisa all the hell she wanted. And Alani. All the little girls, I gave all the hell they wanted. Yep, that's it for you, young man. At that time. We'll catch you next week in the 2nd draft. We'll catch you next week in the 2nd draft. Next week. I guess we'll try it again next week.
32nd pick ain't picked yet. 4-5-2. That boy running that run. What linebacker? God, dog. Y'all nobody guess my signing bonus? 125K, 200K. Hey, y'all close. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, check out my dog, Rob. Hey, G stands, baby. Y'all see that? My dog drew that for me. Drew it up for me. So, right. My signing bonus as a 4th round pick in 2003 NFL draft. God damn. Way back there. 300,000. And if I'd have went 2nd round, my signing bonus would have been up like $1 million. I'd have made like 1.3, 1.5 million. That's the difference. So that's why you want to get drafted earlier. You want to change that money, that signing bonus. Got dog, no, 200K short. I was 300,000. And then guess what? How much was it after taxes is the most important question. If remember, I've come into the NFL, I haven't got one check where they took taxes out of it. And I don't know, I don't have a clue about goddamn taxes. So what was my check after taxes? Y'all talk to me. What y'all think my check was after tax? I remember the exact amount, boy. I remember the exact amount, boy. How much was my check after taxes?
They took about 80 grand. 80, 90,000.
Last pick of the draft.
Chief.
Another tackle. Dang, boy. Shador Sanders. Hey, Shador, I know you ain't gonna hear this or whatever, but hey, keep your head up tomorrow. You know what I mean? Eventually you will get drafted. But let me tell y'all, audience, what it feels like to not get drafted on that first day, and you have to have the rest of the night and wait till what time? 11 o'clock tomorrow or whenever the draft starts. It is the most stressful. It is the most death-defying feeling to have or go through when you are so sure of yourself to being drafted. It's one of the worst feelings ever, guys. Let me tell you, you can't eat. It's hard to drink. You don't want to talk to nobody. You feel horrible. And what do you need around you? You need just what he has, that family, that love, that mother, that father that's going to touch you on the shoulder and that you know everything is going to be all right. You know what I mean? And he going to be all right because he got love around him. You know what I mean? Got a little arrogance around him too, but hey, ultimately he got that love. You know what I mean? So you're going to be all right. You know what I mean? But after taxes, my check was $199,000. I was calling everybody. What the fuck? What happened to my check? It was like, boy, you ain't heard about taxes? That's when I learned about taxes. But that say what needs to be said in 2025 NFL Draft Special Edition. Say what needs to be said. You know what I mean? We live streaming the NFL Draft, having a good time tonight, vibing out with y'all boys. I appreciate y'all boys, men and women, coming in, having a good time with your boy. Y'all like my cap? You know what I mean? Having a good time. I appreciate y'all. Travis Hunter, the most surprised pick of the NFL Draft, going to Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville trading up to the Cleveland Browns to go get Travis Hunter for what? Only they may know, but we shall find out when the season starts. But, appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all next time. When the next time we're going to be on, I don't know, man. Maybe tomorrow night, recap the draft. But say what needs to be said. We about to turn up tonight. Y'all know we tipsy. Don't tell me how tipsy I was tonight if you ain't tipsy with me, baby. Say what needs to be said, and we out, baby.